Welcome to Roast Mortem, the finest show on the internet, the most spectacular history lesson you'll ever find, here nor there. Find any book, open it, you'll find bullshit. Open this podcast like a book, treat it like the Bible. You will find the truth. My name is Tom.
Tom's back! I'm a Travis.
I missed you, buddy. I am your Cody for this evening.
I missed you guys too. We're still missing Mike. He's not feeling well, so let's never talk about him again.
Wait, is Mike off to sea? Like, did the hurricane come
yeah.
and now he's on like a tiny boat?
He's got scurvy. That's why he's not feeling well.
Yeah, well, for those of you who don't know, Long Island was hit by Isaias, which is the most ethnic-sounding hurricane, tropical storm that we've ever received up here, which is fine, you know. No problem with the naming scheme. My problem is hurricanes, if you don't know, they lose power as they reach a land mass. Mm-hmm. For some reason, it decided to skip all the places that get hit, like, you know, Katrina. Like, they're ready for it now. They learned their lesson. Long story short, Long Island North Shore was hit worse than anywhere else, which is the most bizarre thing. Because usually, like, Mike's house used to be flooded, 6 feet of water, Xbox over his head, just saving what he has.
Tom's not joking, by the way.
And then he would come over here after a storm. So I had to go to his place.
With his gross feet.
They're super gross.
Like, I remember seeing Instagram of, like, Mike just literally up in 8 inches of water, just being like, this is my yard now. And the only thing I can think of is, like, that's got to be partial human waste. You know what I mean? Just because that water is touching the sewers that are full.
Well, also, that wasn't even after a hurricane. That was like a Wednesday.
Yeah, that was just
not a Wednesday storm, just Wednesday.
the Wednesday. Yeah. And Mike's like, this is my life for the next 16 hours. And I'm just like, does your family just buy new cars every day?
That's the South Shore lift, man. Everyone's lifted. His Corolla, it's got a foot lift on it. It's got a higher. His Corolla is higher than my Jeep.
So Mike is off in his Corolla boat. How was you guys this week's?
Well, since I haven't talked to anyone in a week, I also didn't do my other podcast, so I'm really gunning for it right now.
Oh, fuck.
I had a hell of a week because my production schedule with work was way behind already, and then this happened, and I was out for 5 days without any resources. Couldn't do my work, so I was stressed out, and then everything was breaking. I was trying to catch up to work. My mouse broke. I don't know. Every little thing that could have gone wrong went wrong this week, but I do feel good. My sister is getting married. I was just at an engagement party. That's very cool. Justin from the Heavy Hole podcast fame, he has also him in Arizona are now engaged. I'm very happy for them. So I all is well. Yes, I am stressed out.
Did that hurricane drop like rings or something?
Well, like Sonic rings?
I was going to say.
Yeah, like those little Sonic rings for everyone to get engaged. Oh, you had COVID for so long. Here's the hurricane with rings.
You know what, dude? Weirdest thing about that hurricane, there was no rain. I was out.
Oh, it's just all like ocean puke.
Never saw anything like it in my life. I was out on my front porch with every leaf I could see turned over, just barely holding on for dear life. Branches breaking off. It's fucking sunny outside.
Yeah.
It was
dry.
That's
100% wind. I've never seen anything like that. So that's enough of me. We're all caught up now, right? Travis, why don't you ask Cody how his week has been?
I didn't do shit. I'm trying to...
Dude, Cody, when does your week happen?
I didn't do shit. I usually the weeks that I before I'm presenting this episode today, ladies and gentlemen, I just spend fucking doing shit so I could do research for the fucking episode. That does label me as a shitty crammer that never like broke that habit from fucking high school, but yes.
Dude, every high school boy is a crammer.
In some regard, to some degree, every high schoolboy, in fact, crams something.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. They cram a little extra in the locker rooms.
Yeah.
Way to make that weird.
Depends on the sport, but you are right. Fucking scientific.
All I did in the boys' locker room in the high school was throw those Axe body spray fireballs at other people.
How did you make those again? Did you rubber band them off, or you?
No, I just Axe body spray with a fucking Bic.
Oh,
and you just burst it, And the thing that most people that I found out is there is some such thing as a liquid that can catch on fire. The fireball was not all gas. Like, I was actually spraying burning liquid at some people.
Dude, you were doing chemistry in fucking gym class.
Dude, well, you throw that over in one area, and then there's like a whole bunch of goons who are like, yo, free spray! And then they go, like, get around it so they smell good to the latest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all about smelling good.
But I definitely threw more fireballs than actually used Axe body spray on my actual armpits.
Oh, there you go. That's a beautiful thing. Travis, I'm going to ask you this, and it's only been because I haven't talked to you in a while. And as my friend, I think I should, even though sometimes I give you shit about this.
Come on, tell me, ask me. Ask me.
How has the weight loss been?
What? Oh, dude, no. No weight loss here. What are you talking about?
The Swiss Chris and orange juice didn't work?
I guess maybe,
Dude,
yeah.
That video is fantastic. I watched that.
I can't watch it. I literally can't watch it.
I should keep up the Swiss Chris. It made me feel good. But anyway, it's hot as balls here in Portland.
God damn it, you have me curious on Swiss Chris now.
You should try it. Try it. You're going to sweat a lot and sweat out your anus.
Can you send me the leftovers?
Yeah, sure. it's very hot here. I'm sweating a lot, but I'm going to get a tattoo this week.
Oh, shit.
Actually, 2 tattoos. And you'll see
shitter.
this when the episode comes out.
Oh, one of those?
Oh, what a cliffhanger.
No, well, I'll tell you. I've already posted it. This is the future.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right.
So you know how, like, sailors get those 2 swallows on their chest?
Oh, you're doing it. I love it.
Yeah? Yes.
Yes.
Like, right around your collarbone?
It's something about crossing some seas and stuff like that. And I don't know.
Yes.
There is a meaning behind that, which if you're disgracing, I don't really care.
I don't think it's a disgrace anyway. I'm going to get 2 cooked shrimps on my chest.
Cooked? I didn't know cooked.
2 cooked
is
shrimps.
a new thing.
Yeah, no head. Like, they're ready to eat right off my nips.
Hell yeah.
Deveined.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm stoked.
you are the kind of guy that you live and die by your shrimp intake.
Yeah, it's very true. It's very true. It's a serious disease. It's called shrimps syndrome.
Right.
Good.
For which you
SSS.
need your shrimpsulin injections.
Yeah. All right, so Cody.
Tom spent no effort and made a better joke than you.
Oh, well, hey, whatever. I have SSS. Leave me alone.
He's got SSS disease. This is in the arms of the angels. Travis needs a shrimp, and also he's dirty. You
The cost of a cuppy? The cost of a cup of coffee.
can someone just hose this adult off?
Give me shrimp.
Oh my God, we're still talking.
Cody, who is the shrimp boy on our list today?
Oh my fucking God, you guys! We're gonna talk about quite the specimen tonight. His name is Arthur Orton. I'm sure that's a surprise to exactly no one because that's the name of the episode title, and you just saved your recordings as such.
Is
under
this the
that
guy that
name.
makes popcorn?
He is not. He is also called. Get ready for this. He also refers to himself as Ted Castro. No, Thomas Castro, Richard Tichborne, and he also refers to himself as the Claimant. So he's got a bunch of fucking names. And for the people at home, claimant just means he who has a claim. So if there's like one slice of like shrimp pizza left and Travis is just like, that's mine, Travis in that case would be the claimant.
So
I like, what was it? Lawrence Titborn? What was it?
Fishburne?
No, the Titborn one.
I don't know who you're talking
You said Clarence Titborn or something?
Titchwell or something. I don't know.
Titchwell?
I
said Richard Tichborne.
Richard
Yeah, I'm
Titchwell.
imagining Matt Damon in The Bourne Identity, but he's just in a strip club.
I really wanted to name this tonight's title the Tichborne Identity. Because
Tichborne. I like that.
we're on a fucking roller coaster right now, Tichborne. But his name, Arthur Orton. So, like, let's solidify that. Arthur
Okay.
Orton.
Arthur Randall Orton.
No.
Orton. Excuse me. He's a Viper.
Viper. Okay. Slight disclaimer. Tonight's episode will be slightly confusing as we have, at least for the early part of it, convergent timelines. So we're going to talk about our subject, hit pause on him, rewind back in history, follow another key figure, and then when they converge, when their lives converge in their mid-20s, we're going to hit on pause on Arthur Orton. Okay?
So this is like the first episode of Samurai Champloo, which is one of the few animes that I enjoyed some of.
Yeah, you could say that, where it's just like, what's their name? It's Mugen and Jean.
Yeah, one guy has
And it's just
glasses and the other guy has shoes of wood.
All right, so now if you really want to up it, just start hitting forward 30 seconds, backwards 30 seconds randomly, and you have a Martin Scorsese,
Yeah.
or you have a Quentin Tarantino movie.
I love it.
Oh, it's like Memento. Look at this.
Yeah, you're going to come
Okay.
in somewhere where me telling Travis that someone looks like a bitch or something. I don't know. We'll make that work. I promise.
Do you look like a shrimp?
Honey bunny, I'm going to have sex with the waiter and put him in the back of my thrift store and afterwards take his bicycle and ride it into Christopher Walken's ass. And that's Pulp Fiction
Fucking
in a
love it, mate.
nutshell.
Yeah.
Honey bunny.
Shall we?
Yes, please
March.
stop us.
March 20th, 1834. Arthur Orton is born in Wapping, London.
Is that how they used to say fapping in London? Whap. Oh, good old
Wapping.
whapping. Oh, I have a
Well, have you
whapping.
heard this new fucking, like, it literally cropped up on Urban Dictionary, like, yesterday on our
Oh,
timeline.
WAP.
WAP?
Yeah,
Have
well,
you
there's a
heard
song
that?
with Cardi B. Wet
Oh,
ass pussy.
fuck, that's where it's from.
Whack.
I hate it.
Yes, I actually I haven't seen it, but I did see that
Ben Shapiro.
yeah, Ben Shapiro was very upset by that. And anything that makes Ben
He
Shapiro
was.
upset makes me kind of happy.
Not,
Yeah.
Even if I don't like it, I like seeing him upset.
yeah. If he stubs his toe while he, like, loses a scoop of his ice cream cone, Tom just starts masturbating. Did you see that?
Ah, fuck that prick.
March 20th, 1834, Wapping, London. He's born as the son of a butcher, a London butcher. Here, Arthur becomes familiar by watching Daddy Dearest of the ins and outs of butchery. And that's a skill he'd rely on in his early adulthood for income.
I always wanted to be a butcher.
Butchers are cool.
I know.
I don't know. I just like playing with meat. Like, not even as a sexual innuendo. Like, I just like playing with meat.
He does. I've seen it.
You know, there's I don't want to get in too much of a tangent on this, but a lot of people are like, oh yeah, you don't want to see how the sausage is made. And I think Travis's mom, being a wise woman, was just like, I just shouldn't show Travis how the sausage is made because that's he's gonna get into it.
It's a very important thing. So when I went to England, I tried to apply to a deli, and Tom and I had worked in the same deli, and they brought me in for an interview, and they were like, "Why do you want to work here at Morrison's?" And I'm like, "I just really like meat. I like everything about meat." And I also just had been stung in the eye by a bee when I walked in the door. So
my God.
like, my eye's huge, and I'm like, "I like meat. Please
you were get-
hire me."
You were getting the mortadella sweats. I know you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No wonder they didn't hire you. I wouldn't hire you either. I would
Oh,
hire
they
you
didn't?
knowing you now, but you could be abrasive.
They
Anyway,
called me back
let's-
to hire me. They wanted that American chap in Morrison's Deli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
only to cut the American cheese and the
Yep.
Genoa
That's all you get.
salami. Also, wait, what are cold cuts like in England? But also, we should continue.
Yeah, they're
Liverwurst?
all loaves. There's no cold cut.
Yeah, there you go. Just cut loaves.
Oh, let me get 7 loaves.
You want olives or almonds in it?
Nope.
So butchery is this guy's skill, his mainstay. He's not great at it, but it's how he pays his bills. Age 16, a teenager, Arthur Orton goes out to sea. He's like, I'm gonna explore the world. He spends a year fucking around in Chile, so he's like way off of the typical Englishman's beaten path at this point. And in 1852, he moves to Tasmania, down under, and then a little bit later moves to mainland Australia in a city that is called, I shit you not, Wagga Wagga.
So did he move to Australia or was he moved to Australia?
Oh, okay. I see what
That's a
you're
good
saying.
question.
The stop off in Chile makes it seem like it was a voluntary
Okay,
thing.
all right.
Because he goes from London to England to Chile to Australia or Tasmania, Australia.
I mean, the prisons are renowned for it's really good food. Like sometimes I would just go up to Sing Sing and be like, "Hey, can I get a sandwich?"
With a loaf.
They'd be like, no, and give you a salad.
Yeah. Whoa! What's all the fat shaming here, dude? I'm body positive,
I
bro.
wasn't doing that.
well-
Tom started that. I wasn't doing that.
I did. I was expressing to someone earlier, I was like, well, I make fat jokes at Travis on the show, and I don't feel good about it later.
My joke was not about. My joke wasn't a fat joke.
Your joke was a fat joke. Your joke.
No. My joke was a joke that isn't it weird if a prison cares about your diet?
Right.
That was my joke.
Right. That's where your joke was.
Well, they want to be able to fit me in the cell.
I was telling someone, as I do, I was pitching the podcast to someone who never listened to it, and I said, my friend Travis, he's very funny. I do make fun of him for being fat on the show, and I feel bad about it.
He's not fat.
He's not fat.
He's husky.
Well, that's what I ham it up. You understand? This is a character act.
Ham.
Yeah.
Ham, Travis.
Why are you
I'm sorry for all this
about
hate.
me?
It's not hate speech.
Dude,
It's not.
Tom, you've been hate speech. You're going to get canceled by all fat people. If you're slightly
no.
obese,
Not
Tom,
the fats.
don't even talk to Tom. Don't even talk to Tom. Have you ever been to Krispy Kreme? Can't talk to Tom anymore.
Oh, I love Krispy Kreme. Am I fat?
I'm sorry.
Anyway, it's okay. I'll take this away from you. It's okay. Yeah, he's in Wagga Wagga. He's in Australia, Wagga Wagga, and he turns to butchering, I guess, pigs or kangaroos or whatever's in Australia for money. In 1855, he gets into a spot of fuckery as he is sued for selling not for human consumption meat to humans for consumption.
Shout out.
Oh, I did.
Yes, good podcast. But he sells bad meat to good people, and those good people sue him. And he has to plead guilty as fuck because there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
Cody, do we know the meat?
I'm going to assume pig.
Also, wait, hold on. I got to point this out. You're saying he's selling good meat to good people. False.
No, bad meat to good people.
Oh, exactly. Bad meat to good people. False. It's all bad meat to bad people because it's in Australia.
It's Australia.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Tom. And also, you can always sell bad meat. Just call it aged.
Throw
There
enough
you go.
salt on it.
Aged.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you're a butcher and your meat goes bad, just call it dog food and sell it still. You know what I mean?
Sell it to the
Yeah,
Kardashians.
They'll buy it. Throw a diamond on it. Throw a $400 diamond on 20 pounds of shitty meat and sell it to them for a few grand.
Yeah.
It's wrapped in bacon. So, pleads guilty to this bad meat deal, and his butchery, of course, has to go bankrupt because no one wants to solicit the butcher that might sell you some bad meatloaf. At this point, our boy Arthur Orton turns into a very heavy drinker.
Yeah.
So
Constantly,
he embraces his new culture.
He embraces his new culture.
Wait, Cody, are we talking about the first Aussie? Like, is he an Australian citizen? Like, are we breaking new grounds here?
We're in the point where no one cares about Australian citizenship.
Okay.
And now
It's
that's
just-
all turned around. Everyone wants to get there because they got $15 minimum wages and cigarettes are very, very spicy looking.
This is the type of era where passports existed but weren't mandatory to move between countries.
Okay.
So I want you to think that's the time frame we're in.
All
If
right.
you just wanted to get on a boat and go to fucking Buenos Aires, nothing's stopping you.
So,
Buenos Aires wants you. The government, like your hometown, probably wants you to see, like the outside, like exotic world.
When freedom existed. in
right.
the
Oh,
world.
so
when
pre 9/11.
freedom
Pre
existed.
9/11.
Yeah,
Thanks.
pre-9/11.
Very 1865, very pre 9/11 or 1855. Once in 1855, he discovers some of his mail was already opened in Wagga Wagga. He's like, I hate this. It's never a good deal. But he was so frustrated, he reached to a pen and what he thought was a Bible to swear upon the book in pen to catch whoever did this and commit justice to him.
Wait, so he wrote shit in the Bible in pen?
So, real Christians don't do this. They don't fucking deface a page of the Bible to swear an oath to like get back at someone. And B, the book wasn't a Bible.
Well, was
It's just-
it Huckleberry Finn? Did he
It was
swear
some
on the
kind of
N word?
book. It was some kind of book that had a cross on it, as we'll see later. We're gonna read his quote. It's just funnier later in this episode, and Tom's gonna read it for us.
When
I'm
I was
ready.
a young snowboarding idiot, I once smoked a page of the Bible to get weed in my lungs.
Nice.
Does that make me cool? It was gold leafed. It hurt a lot.
It definitely makes you an artist.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. At Travis Banksy.
Nice. Yeah, so he gets all uppity and swears into a Bible, which is something no one else really does. Christians don't like defacing a Bible. It's literally, to them, God's word, so they wouldn't do that. So he's this weird, like rogue mentality of a Londoner being in Australia. He's noted to have at least been fired from one job working in Foster's of Gippsland over wage debates. So he's like, "You're not paying me enough." And his boss was like, "How about you go fuck yourself in the unemployment line?"
Was the
And then
unemployment
from here-
line just prison in Australia?
The unemployment line was shadily prospecting for gold on Not Your Stake, a highwayman, and a hired killer, which is exactly what he turns to after he gets fired from Foster's on Gibson.
I didn't know Australia had gold. Does it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's like one of the plots of Crocodile Dundee. It's just like, oh, he's like Crocodile Dundee. Mick is actually rich as shit because he has all this land with gold on it.
I just
I've
thought
got
he
gold,
got rich
but I'm
because
too-
of his knives.
I'm too busy looking at crocodiles in their faces and getting hard-ons to dig it out of the ground, mate.
There you go. He's illegally prospecting for gold, a highwayman, and a hired gun. Presumably to lay low from authorities / debt collectors. Throughout this phase of his life, Arthur Orton starts using the alias Thomas Castro. So he's like, I'm not Arthur, I'm Thomas now. And because of this name
A lot
adaptation...
of shady people are named Thomas, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. It's pretty standard. Shady people.
No,
That like the fat shame named Thomas.
no reservations comment.
All right, Bourdain. Thomas Bourdain.
I got nothing. No, I have no comment.
So,
And I was just thinking about how Anthony Bourdain probably had really good food before he died. But that's all right.
you know he did.
Yeah.
Was he in Australia?
No, I was in France.
Yeah, I think it was
Lame. All right.
So he's using this alias, and because he's starting to use this alias, the man history knows as Arthur Orton drops off the grid here in his mid-20s,
All right.
and he just straight vanishes into obscurity, at least for the next few years. So he's just in the wind. Now, here's the time in the podcast I want you to press pause. We just talked about Arthur Orton. So, Londoner, gone to Chile, bounced to Australia, fucking around as a butcher, few bad deeds in his past, and he's using an alias, and he's in the wind right
All
now.
right, now be
pause
kind.
on him.
Rewind.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Flashback
whoa, whoa.
time. We're
You
going
don't
to
have
talk
to do
about...
anything. It's all digital.
Yeah. We're digital men.
I love it. And we're going to talk about a key figure to this episode, a different guy. During the same time frame, he grows up the same, kind of the same places and the same time. Don't get too attached to this guy.
Francis
Telling you
Scott
right now.
Key.
Roger Charles Tichborne.
Titchborn.
Tichborne.
I gotcha. The born identity.
Yes, that's why I wanted to call it the
Excuse me.
Tichborne identity.
I'm imagining
Born
this
eight-
guy has nipple piercings from a very young age.
Oh, like the Joe Exotic, where like his eye, like this eyebrow piercing drips, but with nipples.
Oh,
Dude, yes, exactly. He should have just got it
no.
re-pierced somewhere slightly to the side, but he just decided to rock it until he just had like a third eyelid
Yeah, but that's
with
on
no
your nipple.
eye to. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Much
down
nicer.
under.
I agree, Tom. That's what we're talking about right now. Cody, you don't even need to keep talking anymore. Tom and I can
We're
have
done.
the
We're
conversation.
done with
yeah,
this
we're gonna
episode.
take the rest of the show, Cody. I don't know about these Australian weirdos you're going on about, but
I'm gonna take you on a journey, Tom.
all right,
Dude,
I'll
I love this.
sit
Is there
back.
kangaroo fighting and shit in this?
There's no kangaroo, maybe a mangina involved.
Oh.
I get hard when I see those, and it's not because of any other reason that I am liberal.
How did we get here? 1892. This Roger Charles Tichborne is born. That's 5 years before Arthur. So 5 years older than Arthur. Keep that in mind. Not important, but it's good to reference your time. Now, unlike tonight's subject, Arthur, Roger is an heir to English, not baron, but baronet. So he's got baronetcy, a title of baronetcy on the line.
Is he a bastard?
Roger's not a bastard.
Well, how could
Roger-
he be a baroness without a baron?
Well,
No,
Cody said-
baronet. Baronet.
I was just about to
Oh.
ask, what's the difference between? Well, a baroness is a baron, a baron equivalent to a woman. What's a baronet?
So
Yeah.
here's how we do this. A baron is considered nobility,
Yeah,
and a lady baron is called a baroness.
right.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's what I
And
thought you
that's-
said.
That's nobility. I'm talking about a baronet. A baronet is lesser nobility, so definitely under a baron, but just above a knight. So it's a little bit fancier than knighthood, is a baronet.
So someone
And
that's
the lady
slight-
equivalent would be a baronetess.
Okay, someone that's slightly more important than Rudy Giuliani, who was given a
Or Ian McKellen.
honorary knighthood.
Yes.
He's very important. Okay, don't talk shit about that gopher-looking guy. He's very important.
Baron-
I still don't know why, but all
Don't question it.
All the firemen on Long Island tell me so. So I have to believe it.
So baronet, little under baron in the totem pole of royalty. It's not royalty, nobility. So baronets don't have royal blood. Their title is because they have their title because one of their ancestors helped the crown out a lot, and that usually means bankrolling the crown in times of need.
Gotcha.
So,
Kind of like when we did Fugger, where like he showed up to the town and
Yes.
and he was like, "I need a coat of arms," and they designed the coat of arms.
Yes.
And he's like, "You're now whatever he was."
no blood connection.
Yeah.
But your grandfather or great uncle did a solid to a king at one point.
It's like a third of Americans now who identify as like a Gryffindor or some shit because they saw a movie, and then that's whatever. They were funding WB11.
Okay.
So, this title of baronetcy comes with a mansion called Upton House. Really, really nice place. I saw the inside of it.
Wait, hold on, Cody. Do you think Jeffrey Epstein would be a baronet in America?
Yes, if
Okay.
you swap out king for president.
Okay, cool.
So, Upton House, cool mansion. You also get a sprawling estate, which has your neighbors renting from you. So, it's kind of like, you can inherit this residual income of leasing your huge estate to some neighbors. And these are neighbors that are longtime tenants, families that go back forever. So it's like tenants that pay their rent well.
Fuck it. It's a timeshare, though, right?
Kind of. And the baronetcy also comes with the control of a shitload of old money. So you can just imagine
Yeah.
a lot of money with the baronetcy. Not like royalty or higher nobility, but still, in Victorian English, a good chunk of change.
Like, are you still working? No, you're just a baronet, right?
No, you're a baronet.
Yeah.
Your children probably don't have to work, or they can work doing exactly what they want to do.
Right.
For
They
their
can lose the
entire-
family money and still feel productive, which I've
It'll
seen
still be there.
I've seen a lot of, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That knows no country.
very good. So Roger, at the time of his birth, is the firstborn nephew of the current baronet. So he's in not immediate inheritance line, but he's sitting pretty good. For him to be the new baronet, all he would have to do is survive his uncle and his dad before either of those guys have a son. So it's a long shot, but it's totally realistic.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. I'll buy it.
If this was Lion King and Scar had a son, this is who.
So
Roger's
you're saying
firstborn.
there's a chance.
There's a chance Roger might be the baronet one day.
Gotcha.
If the right people die without making male baby.
Gotcha.
And just so you know, Victorian life expectancy is like 39 years old.
Awesome.
So it's a good chance.
Dude, I'm so close. Please.
No, you live in 2020. You get to live forever miserably.
I want to live in Victorian
You will make it to
England.
171 at a mediocre life. Your last meal will probably be from Uber Eats.
Dude, my last meal is going to be like Soylent from Uber Eats.
From
Here's
Uber
your
Eats, as they
Soylent
said.
tube we delivered.
So,
Yeah, no, I feel like that's a lot a better depiction of what my future will be. Just a tube to count as my last meal, even though I've worked my entire life and have done nothing to offend the law.
yeah, Tom, perfectly healthy teeth, can swallow. He just wanted the last meal in a
what I want.
straw form.
Well, you ticked it off on your license on your last time you updated your driver's license.
Yes.
Tube me, please.
Tube me.
One
please.
Tuberton, please.
So, Roger has many a sibling. However, all of those were ineligible to become the baronet due to either being female or stillborn. Can't have those be baronets.
Right.
Arthur did have a surviving younger brother that could claim the title after Arthur, but Arthur's firstborn and next in the line of the nuclear amongst his siblings. Roger's childhood is financially secure, but his parents are unfortunately separating. Like, the baronet does not, or Arthur's dad, who is not yet the baronet, does not like his current wife, Lady Tichborne. And Roger's dad is like, all right, I can raise our boy in England, and you can get the fuck out and raise him wherever the fuck you land.
Bingus.
She's like, oh. And she's like, okay, I pick France. You know what I mean? Seems like the right move. Is like, so dad's in England, mom's in France, and Arthur gets ping pong between his mom and his dad.
Dude, I mean, I feel like a lot of French people, aristocracy, and English people are like pretty much they're just cousins, right? They just hang out. They're like,
Yup.
you can come to us across the channel for IHOP.
They call it the continent of cousins.
Yeah, it's like a lot of cousin touching.
If that's not true, can we please make that true?
Yeah,
Of course. So he's ping ponging back and forth between England and France, mostly in France. However, Roger's dad, James, pulls Roger back to England to finish his schooling. He's like, you're going to finish English, boy, and you're going to like it.
Yeah, like with a real school. Not painting and looking at eggs like French people.
So he
I
goes to
imagine every French school is a Montessori school
I went to a Montessori
Oh.
school, and that's why I'm behind.
on life.
Yeah, I'm pretty slow on this grand scheme of things. I've done a lot of cool things, but you would assume I'm older or younger, rather. You'd assume I would have done this within more of a timely fashion.
Well, Tom, you got this boyish grin to you, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
just make things work.
I'm an immature man. I will never be a good father. I know that.
You know what you should do? You should find two or three other immature men and start a podcast with them and call it Roast Mortem.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
That's what you should do.
Dude,
right
that's
now.
great. Is that what happens in this fucking guy we're roasting? Did he start the first podcast with
The
this
most
dude?
meta podcast?
No.
Titchmouth?
Titchmouth. No. What he does do, our boy Roger goes and finishes in Jesuit school and then begins a 3-year military stint in the 6th Dragoon Guards.
Is a commissioned military? Like he has to buy
Yes,
a fucking officer
commissioned,
shit, all that shit?
But he can buy shit at the drop of a hat. So 6th Dragoon Guards, as Travis mentioned, dragoons means like English cavalry. So they're horseback fighters.
They're horse boys. They're basically centaurs. These are centaur men. They're humans, but they have horse bottoms.
Nay.
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 Excuse me. Please stop neighing in here. This is a McDonald's.
That's how they go to battle at
You
McDonald's.
mustn't neigh in here. You're going to scare away the children for which we are providing toys with.
Can I get a double quarter pounder with nay?
Nay, sir.
Nay. Ugh. So whenever Roger was on leave from the 6th Dragoon Guards, he would visit his girlfriend, Catherine Doty, and make very big, dumb, lovey boyfriend eyes at her. This shit can be regarded as whack, as these two were first cousins.
Oh, we knew it.
We doing it.
We doing it.
You know, it's actually kind of easy to not kiss your cousin. I have many cousins. Never
I have not
one
kissed
of
any
them.
of my cousins. Nope.
I just haven't. Me and Mike have podcasted for hours here. We have yet to kiss, and I'm just not attracted to him, to be honest with you.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. Sometimes when you get two cousins in a room, weird things happen. I don't know. I've been on the internet. I've
seen it.
A lot of stepbrothers and stepsisters are doing things at the cost of not being told on.
Great segue, Thomas. So he's making big goofy eyes at his lady cousin, and they're presumably fucking around.
Yeah, but that's normal back then, right?
That's normal back then, but here's the thing. The lady cousin's dad is the current baronet, and he does the least British thing you'll hear the entire episode and forbid these two to get married. It's like,
really?
Cousins, you can't do this. And it's just like, wow.
I thought you were honestly going to say seasoned food, but that does make sense.
I got you. So, least British thing, aside from seasoned food.
Oi, this is called cumin, mate.
This baronet is like telling his daughter and his nephew, no, you can't get married. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. He makes sense. He
makes some sense. Wow.
Yeah.
These cousin humpers are just like, oh, that's not fun, and they continue to clandestinely bone under the incestuous moonlight.
Yeah, and then cue the boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Pornhub.
Oh, I get it.
Did you hear my beats?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. I can't believe you're playing video games when Dad said you weren't supposed to.
Want to see my feet?
I'd love to.
Those videos are sick.
Roger has to dial down the cousin fucking, and this pisses him off and frustrates him, and he's just like, I'm leaving. I hate this place. So he goes to his 6th Dragoon Guard commanding officer, and he's like, you need to station me as far offshore from this fucking country as possible. And his commanding officer's like, we're the 6th Dragoon Guards. We don't do international, man. We're the guy on the horses that show up when the king needs us in England.
Also, what year is this?
55?
This is late 50s.
So this is a man with a ponytail.
Probably.
Keep in mind, asking another man with a ponytail, can I go far away, please?
It's 5 guys. The 6th one kind of understands what's going on, but it's 5 guys who are like, I just bought this job. And the one being like, let's go be somewhere else, because it's just like, dude, we paid to be here.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Like, if you're gonna leave here, you can't do it through work, because this is basically a giant preschool program.
Yeah. It's like if you started becoming like a sandwich artist in Subway and then asking for a transfer to like Brussels.
Right.
And your manager is going to like, no, we don't do that.
And you're like, but you called me a sandwich artiste.
Yes.
I deserve to be in the cultural center of Europe.
Listen, kid, I get it. Yeah, Subway has places in Brussels that you could go. They're not very lucrative.
We're not going to.
My wife just left me.
Yeah, to work for Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, to think there's any wiggle room in this, it's not going to happen.
Fucking
So why don't you go back up there and heat up them meatballs and put the wax paper between the sandwich meats. And I'll talk to you after
Tom
your
is being
shift.
too real right now. Holy shit! You just like Blumberged of Subway.
Dude,
Office Space Blumberg.
I've seen sad fucks. I've been a sad fuck. I get it. You're not getting anywhere. Just stay at your Subway, and he's a Dragoon Subway.
Yep.
Dragoon Subway.
So Roger realizes. Ooh. No, thank you. Roger realizes he can't get out of Britain with the Dragoons, so he asks his commission to be refunded. It's like, backsies, I don't want to work for you.
Yo,
Give me
let
my
me
money
get a
back.
refund. Don't have a receipt, though, but, you know.
Yo, this college sucks. Give me my money back.
Yeah. So he.
There's no girls in this college. This sucks. Refund.
Refund, please. So he gets his refund and fucks off to South America, of all places.
Okay. So
Squats in Chile.
our other boy
Yep.
was in South America.
South America. Both of these guys squat in Chile.
Okay.
That sounded weird. That sounded really weird.
They both met in Chile.
No. Hold on. I'm going to Google it real quick. Hold on. Squat in Chile. XXX.
No, don't do it. Don't do it, Tom. The FBI gonna come for you.
I'm just imagining two men in a Chili's, married men, in a Chili's, at the Chili's bar. Their eyes both meet, and then they both like kind of look away.
All right, I'm done. Sorry, I just Googled it.
What is
It's
it?
bad. It's got to be bad.
Well, there's definitely a pro shot video of a young lady sucking a large black penis in what seems to be a real supermarket. Washing your hands before COVID, after COVID, it doesn't seem to matter to these people.
No, I'm just picturing two gentlemen in a Chili's. They're both kind of looking around the bar. I mean, first of all, they're sad because they're drinking at a Chili's bar.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Been there,
you've been
yeah.
there, and they both have wives that they don't like, and they both lock eyes for a sec, and they're like, nah, no homo, bro.
Let's
But then
not
they go to the
squat in this
bathroom, and then
Chili's.
they're like, hey, guess what? Let's touch her. Let's dock.
I was in
Squat
a
in Chili's.
Chili's in Englishtown, New Jersey, and I was so drunk, and I was just like, "Give me a black bean burger with bacon." And the waitress was like, "What are you?" I was just like, "I'm drunk. That's what I am. I need to be able to shit later, and I want some meat."
But not complete meat.
Not all meat.
Yeah. So the beans come in. They just anyway.
Yeah.
There you go, yeah. So both of these men are quote-unquote squatting in Chile, perhaps at the same time, perhaps bumping into each other. But Roger writes to his family frequently while he's fucking around in South America, just having a good old south-of-the-border adventure without his passport. And I guess if you're, like, an offshoot of lesser nobility, you don't need a passport. They're just like, oh, white guy's got money, let him in.
He's on the money.
Yeah. So, on
That's like
Fort...
if you're a Carl's Jr. manager. You go anywhere you want.
Damn straight. Open up, North Korea. In 1853, Roger's uncle dies, the baronet, and the baronet Roger's dad is now the baronet. So it's like, ooh, one step closer. This is good. My dad's the baronet now. So unless my dad shits out no, that's it. Yeah.
That's it.
When the dad dies, he gets the baronetcy.
So he doesn't even
So
need
it's
to phone a friend or anything. He's fucking there. He's Regis Philbin.
He's got to outlive his dad. Yeah.
He's Regis Philbin already.
Because even if his dad made a son, that wouldn't be in front of him because he's firstborn.
Yeah. Statistically speaking, he's going to inherit a lot of money.
A lot of money and a lot of residual incoming money because he's got the sprawling estate with good tenants on it already.
Ding,
Right.
ding, 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 ding. You are the winner of life. Ding, 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 ding. What do
Enjoy.
you win? Unlimited money. Ding, 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 ding.
Enjoy! So, 1854 on 420, Roger hopped on a Jamaican-bound ship named the Bella.
Of course he's on a Jamaican-bound ship on 420, though. Come on.
What are you talking
Snoop
about?
Lion.
Dude, he's like, my dad is baronet. I'm hitting down there. Okay, let's go. Let's go, Rastafari. He's probably dreadlocked his one ponytail. And he's just like, Dragoon, my man.
I'm Dragon, fuckers.
Who has that dank 420 I?
So, I guess it is slightly coincidental that this Jamaica-bound ship left on 420. But the shitty thing is the Bella fucking sank. And all hands on deck were presumed lost, Roger included.
Oh,
Dude.
no.
He's fucking dead!
I want to. This is how it went down. He's like, is that a rock, man? Is that like a rock over there?
Okay. Yeah,
Like
not
I think we're
IROC.
pulling into the. I think we're pulling into the dock. I don't know. Slow the ship down. You're speeding,
Boom.
man. You're going too fast.
Too fast, man.
Too fast, man.
Boom.
And they just slowly, the slowest rock beaching ever happened. And then the ship just like slowly sank, where everyone could get off fine, but like everyone was like, "Oh no, we're going down. Should we get off now? Should we?"
That would be
Probably.
That would be
not.
that would be discrimination because the captain is a minority.
All captains are minorities.
Yeah.
Probably not a beaching Travis as the wreckage stayed afloat. 4 days later, the Bella was spotted capsized off the coast of Brazil. So floating, but just not right way up with no one on board.
Right.
Ah.
The Tichborne family grieved the loss of Roger. Everyone grieved except Roger's mother, Lady Tichborne. She held on to hope that somewhere, somehow, her darling young Roger was still alive and kicking.
Yeah.
And
well,
maybe changing anime hentai backgrounds as Tom just has.
Tom just beat me.
I feel so out of
I
place
wanna
not
be-
having any hentai in my background.
as a mother, as someone who has breastfed a child, you never want to give up hope.
No.
Tom, I just want to be in the bouncy castle. Put me in the
Hentai
bouncy
tits.
castle.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to distract you with that. I just didn't like my whole.
Oh, tits are distracting.
Oh,
Especially hentai tits to Cody. But if any of you two gentlemen missed it, Lady Tichborne still holding on hope that her dearest Roger is out there somewhere. Lady Tichborne heard of sketchy rumors stating an Australia-bound ship had casually just plucked up survivors in off the coast of Brazil and didn't solidify any reports, didn't alert the presses, or just like, oh, survivors, let's quietly pick them up, take them to Australia, and be tight-lipped about it. Probably not the case.
So, Cody, this is where our two men are going to converge into
Uh-oh.
one man. I see what's happening
Uh-oh.
here.
it's like Shakespeare.
Uh-oh.
It's like before the internet, you could just be whatever you wanted to be. When you were a child and you said, Mom, I want to be an astronaut.
You were.
Back before the internet, you could move to a different town and be like, fuck yeah, I'm a fucking astronaut.
I mean,
Said moon landing? That was me in the suit.
Me.
Yeah, everyone's like, "What's space?" Sure, that's what you do for a living. Fine.
That's me. So, Lady Tichborne is very high on hope right now, and she does one of the dumbest things someone can do in her position, and I was going to say phones up, but contacts a psychic to learn if her beloved Roger is still alive. And the psychic takes this lesser noblewoman's money and is like, oh, yeah, sure, he's out there. I don't know. Somewhere he's out there. He's out there, though.
He
Don't
is
know where.
talking to
Roger's
me right
alive.
now. He is just speaking right at me, dude. What is he? An Aquarius? Speaking.
Maybe. Speaking.
I feel like we're overdue for a good psychic. I gotta do some.
Do you want to be him?
What? Do you want to be him? The next
Do you
psychic?
want to be the next overdue good psychic, Travis?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that'll be Patreon episodes. Maybe we can.
Oh, we should do that
We
on
can do
Discord.
psychic readings.
Call the Shrimp Whisperer.
The Shrimp Whisper.
I like
Yes.
that. So the turbo foolish Lady Tichborne, high on hope, wrote to an Australian organization called the Missing Friends Agency. Not so much a detective agency as just a column in local newspapers.
Okay.
So
Decent.
she inadvertently advertises a missing heir in a continent filled with thieves. It's like the fucking copy literally is like, missing heir, please send any information my way. And the words most liberal reward were printed everywhere.
Well, that's all right. So when you see like signs, like I get it, losing a pet is terrible,
It's terrible.
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 Yeah.
But when
really
you see
awful.
like signs, when you see signs up and it's like reward for any information or something like that,
Yeah.
or like we'll pay like $1,000 for a cat or like a dog.
Mm-hmm.
What? Like I just imagine that's the stupidest thing you could do, because somebody will be like, I don't know, you got a black dog? Like, sure, here's a fucking $1,000 dog.
Yeah, 8 black dogs are gonna show up to your house the next day and
Yeah.
8 people asking for like $1,000.
And it doesn't matter if you have peanut butter on your dick or vagina, they're gonna lick it. So they're invested.
Yes.
You know, like it doesn't matter just to fill a void.
With peanut butter. So anyway, these ads offered a most liberal reward for any information regarding a tall, brown-haired, blue-eyed English heir. It's like, have you seen Roger? Now, let's unpause with our subject, Arthur Orton. Convergence is here. Arthur Orton reads this advert and it's like, oh, it's me! I'm Roger. I'm the heir. All along, it's me. Give me the money. Thank you, please.
I would do the same thing because I'm a dirty Australian.
He's English. Keep in mind, just in Australia.
But what is
So-
an Australian? There are-
dirty English.
Yes.
Very good, sir.
Yeah.
But
Did I pass,
very important.
Mr.
Very
Tom?
important.
What's that?
Yes, you passed
pass?
with flying color,
Good.
white. But it's very important for this episode to know that Arthur Orton speaks Cockney accent, not Australian or anything else. His accent is Cockney through and through because he was born in Wapping, London.
Wapping.
A Cockney in him. So the first thing Arthur does is issue an IOU to the nearest lawyer, and he's just like, hey, get me in contact with my family, the Titchborns, and I'll pay you afterwards.
Hey,
Good?
Make me this bitch's son, and I'll give you some money. She's got lots of it.
Maybe, that's what it was said. But if you want to give him the benefit of the doubt, he's like, oh, lawyer, set me up with an audience with these people. I'll pay you after I get back, or I get access to my funds again.
I am gonna suck the diamonds out of my stepmom's vagina, and I'll spit a few
Mother,
into
actual
your mouth.
mother.
Yeah, a few. Well, he's going for stepmother, but she doesn't know that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's
the
fine for
lawyer
him.
knows
It's
who
not
I am.
as dirty as it could be, but also England. So continue, Cody.
Tom, is that going to be the next level of Pornhub? Like, she didn't know that they were actually like a stepmom. Like, thought it was her real son.
Look, man,
Just to get closer to like incest, because that's what everyone wants. I don't want it, but I don't know fucking sick fucks that are on Pornhub that are trying to watch fucking sons blow their stepmom.
Or their stepmom's cock. Yeah, no, it is very unfortunate that that's been normalized. Because I'm not a fan of it. But overall, the things I've been seeing in the nography world have been telling me it is going that way.
Pornography, baby.
Watch more hentai tentacle porn. We don't need any more incest.
I only watch Simpsons porn.
That's a tricky inch to pinch, Mr.
I
King.
only watch the ads. I just watch. I
Yeah,
log
it's
on
like-
to YouTube and then I watch Peter Griffin giving Marge. Like
Why is that
eating
always
her
there?
out, and then
I hate that.
I like it because Peter Griffin's hungry.
yeah,
So
he's
all
always
the time.
hungry.
At least it embodies the spirit of Peter Griffin, the most beloved character on All in the Family.
That's what that is. So, as you can imagine, this guy, Arthur Orton, has his sights on claiming heir to the baronetcy, the Titchborn baronetcy. And it gets a little fucky here because there's many a name. I said him earlier. He's actually Arthur Orton that adopted the name Thomas Castro that is going for Roger Tichborne's heir to the baronetcy. But some people are so confused by the multiple uses of names that Londoners just call him the claimant, the guy who has the claim. Doesn't
all right.
Maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but some people are just like, I'm just calling you the claimant with a capital C, so there's no confusion.
No, I thought they were going to do it with a K, so it's more cool.
Well, if it was
Claimant.
Travis, you could kind of be the claimant.
I am the claimant, dude.
Yes, the man who
I show up
wants
to the
clam.
beach. I show up to the beach, and everyone is pulling up clams for me. I just sit
go.
there all day. Hot clams.
It's like a
straight
beach
from the-
tax.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Travis sets
Tom's
up
Beach.
right by where everyone needs to go to the bathroom. He's just like, "Hey,
Clam, please.
please give me your clams," and they go, "Sure, guy. Please don't hurt me."
Yep. I'm just there with no pants on, and
Yep.
they give me clams.
Yeah. Ew. So Arthur Orton is flush with cash borrowed from people under the pretense he's good for it. He actually is the Titchborn heir at this case. So Arthur is approached from a former butler of the heir apparent, and this elderly butler is slightly senile, kind of doofy, and believes Arthur is actually the heir. It's like, oh, you're the heir to the baronetcy.
That
And
all makes
Arthur-
sense. Thank you for showing up again.
Yes, we missed you. And Arthur is able to pull information out of this butler. Not a lot, just a little bit. And Arthur would say it's called reverse interrogation. Arthur would be like, remember when I was little? Remember how I used to do that one thing? And the butler would be like, yes, you used to go fly fishing so often. And Arthur's like, fly fishing. And Arthur would be like, what else about that fly fishing? And that peculiar thing I did during fly fishing. And this old-timey butler was be like, yes, you used to use a green lure, even though it didn't make sense.
All right,
like,
so if
green
we
lure?
were going to reverse racism, like our own
Interrogate.
butlers,
What?
whatever
Okay.
you said. Whatever
Reverse
you said.
interrogate.
If you're going to reverse interrogate our own butlers, what would they say about us?
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, look at that.
Cody,
Wow.
yeah,
Just
he
think
was on
about that.
OnlyFans so many times this week.
I watched over his internet accounts and saw that he was beating it to many Marge Simpsons. He was rather tall, even from a young age. He didn't eat the things that his mother prepared for him. Instead, he ate Cheese Whiz from cans.
All right, you were fat shaming Travis earlier. Are you Cody shaming Cody? Fuck you.
Yeah, I have to. I'm sorry. I don't want to lay it all on.
Just to be fair,
I got it. I love both you guys, and it would be
equal opportunity hater.
It's not hate, guys. You know that. It's just being tired.
The butler was able to be mined for the precious information that Arthur hid away and would use at a later date to prove the legitimacy of his claim, being the heir to baronetcy. And to fill in the gaps of what he didn't know, Arthur was just like, shipwreck fucked me up. Amnesia. I remember what I remember. Everything else is just... So
That's smart.
He's kind of hedging his bets, but at the same time, like insomnia, either brought on by physical or emotional trauma, can only really do a certain type of damage pattern to the human brain.
But Cody, all right, this is also the 1800s, though. Like, they think...
They don't know it. We
Yeah,
know
they
this
don't-
now.
We know it
They don't
now.
know.
I'm just saying, in the 1800s, they're like, did you eat peanut butter yesterday? Well, you must not be as sharp.
Yeah. And they're like, I'm senile. I'm 34.
Yeah, like they don't know. They don't know anything.
But today we know a knock on the head has like two spectrums of possibilities and nothing in the middle. So like the low end of the spectrum is you take one on you take some chin music one night and you can't remember what you had for dinner or anything after the chin you got bopped.
Right.
Oh well,
That's
right.
the-
I mean, like
that's the lesser.
We're only just figuring this shit out too.
Yes.
I mean, like
Yes.
think about
So-
all the bare knuckle boxing they used to do back in like the 19th century and like
Yes.
early 20th century.
Yep.
Like
No-
and
no safety.
now you like look at the NFL and they're like, oh, these fucking idiots have been running into each other for like 2 decades
And causing
and they're gonna go
senility.
shoot their wives.
Let them
Yeah,
run.
causing senility at age like 48.
Yeah.
But just so you know, people know, current day understanding is there's two types of like there's two extremes of memory loss associated with like trauma. One is like the low end is that you got hit on the head, you can't remember what happened that day or after like you got knocked on the head because you were unconscious maybe. And the high end of that is you may lose you may just go full vegetable on that scale, where it's just like everything drops off. There really isn't a middle ground of like trauma that's like I remember some things and I remember not some things.
Right, like I forgot about 12 years ago.
I forgot about these specific 12
Yeah,
years.
okay.
Like
All right.
maybe you forget a little bit over, maybe it gets spotty, but you don't like trauma victims just don't really black out specific periods unless it is abbreviated by the trauma.
Right.
So
Right.
this is it's really not how insomnia works as we know today. But back then, as Travis was saying, a little dubious. So Arthur is able to info mine this data mine this fucking ex-butler, and he starts putting the childhood together, he starts gluing it together, and he uses the amnesia glue to start putting these parts together. So 1862. Fortunately for Arthur, the current baronet, Roger's dad, dies. So, hey, it's his to claim at this point because
Wow.
he's a shitty, unscrupulous fuck.
Yeah.
And he's just like, it's me! I'm the current baronet. Give me the monies and shits and this and that. So,
Of course,
armed with-
whenever you say, "Oh no, my dad died," like people believe you.
Yeah.
especially with that timbre.
Little tragedy in there, you're in.
Timber? I don't know how to say that word. Anyway,
Boom, boom, tragedy.
armed with super loose and very rudimentary info on the actual heir's childhood, Arthur made his way to England to meet Lady Tichborne, his quote-unquote supposed-to-be mother. During the trip to England, Arthur ballooned up from binge eating, from actually having money for the first time in his life.
Awesome.
And if you didn't know, Arthur, the last honest job Arthur had was running that butcher shop in Wagga Wagga. And I have a picture of that in the chat if you guys want to look at it
Yeah, sure.
really quickly. It's not a butcher shop you and I think of as today. It's a thatch hut in the middle of an Australian town with no refrigeration.
Yeah,
All right,
that's-
so yeah, I mean, most butchers have a refrigerator, right, Tom?
No power in this village if you're looking at the picture.
No, of course not. Also, there's like chickens in front, so it's just like, hey, can I get a rotisserie chick? I want to throw that in the oven, do a little bit of rust. It's just like, yeah, just grab me that one behind you. I'll defeather that in no time. Just a couple.
Yeah, they got him named.
Just
Yeah,
a
it's
couple
Hand,
pence.
hand me Fred.
Well, there's also a horse in the front as well. So I'm
That's
imagining,
unsettling.
You know when you go to like the grain section of your local organic supermarket?
Yes.
It's like you can do like let me do a mixed bag, and they just weigh it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's that version of a butcher right there. It's just
Right.
like, I don't know, grab whatever you want. We'll fucking cut it in the fucking
I'll
shit.
cut dirt up.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
Take this knife, cut off what you'd like. I'll weigh it out for you. It's just like a what is it? Red mango. Please enjoy as much as you'd like, and we will weigh that for you as if it's some kind of occupation.
So he goes from rundown butcher shop to actually having nobility money. And as a result, he fucking balloons up. He's not ready for the tasteless, rich food of England.
Oh.
Right.
He originally is 189 pounds before he leaves for England, and he gets up to 250
Damn.
by the time he lands in England, and a few weeks after that, he'll actually balloon up to fucking 400 pounds.
400 pounds?
400 pounds. And he's there being like, I'm your son, Roger. I've put on weight. Excuse me.
Yeah. Hey, Mom, how you doing? No, it's me. It's me, your fucking son. Don't you remember me? You got that nephew, Bam Margera. Oh,
No, 400 pounds
400
in fucking
pounds.
the 19th century is like, all right, like we've all seen really big dudes. I'm a big guy, but there's also those like really big dudes.
be fair to yourself. You're not a really big guy. You're a heavy man. But we
Yeah, but there's,
like Travis.
but
You
there's-
you can flee. You can still
yeah,
flee.
I can flee. I can flee.
We've all seen men
You
who
can flee
cannot
and
flee.
fight.
Yeah.
Right, we've seen men that are extremely large and women that are extremely large. This is the 19th century, where like people eat like my 7 beans today. Like,
That's why he was 189 pounds. He gets money, and suddenly he's 400 pounds.
yeah, like that's crazy.
Love
to think
it.
about.
And also, it's like, maybe this guy isn't used to having money. Wink, wink. Tichborne
Yeah.
family.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, poor people aren't used to having nice things. So as soon as they get nice
Food
things,
included.
they get
Yep.
rid of them, and then they're poor again.
Oh
And
man,
Yeah.
our son really loves quail eggs. I think he's had about 7 of them, or maybe 70 of them this morning.
Yes.
I don't know.
Dude, them quail
He
eggs.
looks
is
very,
delicious.
and they also would say something like, "He looks very healthy."
Yep.
There was no
He was
fat back
gaunt.
in the
Now
day.
he's healthy.
There
Yeah,
was no
fat
fat.
is like healthy.
Yeah, fat was good. They're like, oh, yeah. Like, ladies, like,
Fat.
rock what you got going on. No judgment right now, because back in the day, if you had a little extra weight on you, that I'm sure you're being shamed by, various media sources like Vanity Fair and myself, you were prime picking back in the day. They
Dude,
loved
no
a lady.
shit.
Yeah, man. So, that's, what do we know? It's all perspective. I'm a very young boy with an old man's heart. Does that make any sense? It doesn't matter.
It
Cody,
do.
continue.
It do. I love it. So Arthur is on his way to 400 pounds. He's a big boy. He arrives slightly inopportunely in London as Lady Tichborne, his supposed to be mother, is actually returning from France when he gets there. So Lady Tichborne's, help are just like, she's not here yet. Go fuck off and kill like 2 days and she'll be here. And Arthur is like, all right, I'll go do some stuff for 2 days. Bye. And in this interim, Arthur goes to his old house in Wapping, London, where he was like presumably born, and
Wet-ass pussying London.
Wet-ass pussying London. And he asks around the neighborhood. It's like, hey, you remember the people that lived in this house? And one neighbor is like, yeah, the Ortons lived there. They were a good family. They moved on. And the neighbor asked Arthur, do you know anything of the Ortons today?
And he shoved a dagger into her throat.
And Arthur was like, I know what happened to their son, Arthur Orton. He's the richest man in Australia currently. So he's like, oh, their son, me, who's secretly me, moved away and is super rich in Australia. So he's kind of bragging by proxy to a random stranger. But I want you to keep in mind of this back and forth because during the case, it's a doozy.
Wait, are you telling me this man, this gentleman, this lord, this baronet gets caught?
What? No, there's no way. This is the worst imposter job of all fucking history.
I think it's beautiful. Yes.
I think, yeah, I agree with Tom. Yes.
Yes, just keep going.
You don't know the fucking tip of this iceberg, motherfucker. This gets gorgeous later on.
I'm going to just continue agreeing with places I can agree.
Get a little horny, maybe.
Sweden,
Eventually,
Norway.
there's a face-to-face meeting between Arthur Orton and his new family, the Tichborne family. And he's there. He's like, it's me, your beloved son, brother. I gained some weight. I can only remember 8% of my prior life. Give me money.
Dude, is that why he got fat, though? Like, he could probably hide some of his features if he got fucking bald.
Some people think he was smart enough to get a little underchin to hide his bone structure, but I don't think he's smart enough.
No,
he may
he
have.
was a chubby boy.
He got money for the first time in his life and kept ordering like the fucking Baconator from Wendy's.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
I shouldn't talk. I have one in the room with me.
Dude,
but whatever.
he's not. At least we know this. He's not a total pig. He's drinking the Diet Cokes. Okay, he's trying to keep it slim.
Dude,
Yes.
I always order the triple with a Diet Coke. That's
Yeah.
a real move, dude.
It fucks with the cashier. Like,
Yeah.
a lot. Like, well,
They're
extra
like,
bacon,
you sure you don't want
triple?"
the regular Coke? I'm like,
you
yeah,
su-
I'm sure, dude.
Are you sure you don't want this noose?
Tom,
that's-
Shaman. You can't say it. I can say it. You're
I
not
am a-
allowed to say it.
It's pronounced shaman. And yes,
Oh, that's what I thought he said. Okay, that's funny. So he's like, hey, family, remember me? And everyone in the family is like, fucking no. Who are you? And he's fat, and he also has this habit of belching, farting, drooling, and twitching way more than the actual air ever did in his real life.
well, he blew up
And-
a bit. You know.
He's like, excuse
Dude,
me.
I've-
we're entering like Terrare realm here.
A little bit. He's not. Yeah, a little there. So he's
I-
farting, belching, twitching, and drooling.
I've never known nobility to have a Twitch stream as him.
So no one believed it. Like you're not the heir, man. That's our brother / cousin. We'd know what you look like.
And even if you were, you fucked off. Give us this money.
Yes, but because how desperate Lady Tichborne was, she's just like, oh, it's Roger, my son.
Yes.
And she because she's holding the shot, she's calling the shots because she's like, though not male, can't be the baronet, but she has to like decide what's going on with the baronetcy while the baronetcy is under this conflict.
Well, she's
She's the purse holder.
She's what they call a regent.
There you go.
Yeah.
So she's just like, oh, it's Roger. So only the mother is convinced because she's so desperate to be reunited with her dead son.
That is some real douchebaggery, though.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you. I mean, we roast a lot of fucking douchebags where it's like, yeah, he peed out of his butthole on some lady's asshole.
Right.
That's different. Like, this is like you have a woman that lost a child in their mourning, and this guy's like, yeah.
Well, she was hopeful because she did the psychic thing, and then she took out the advertisement.
Dude,
so
yeah.
I
I mean, I think the only worst person is the psychic.
The psychic is full of fucking shit. So, aside from Lady Tichborne, the only person Arthur, our subject tonight, was able to convince was the family physician.
So was like, yeah, he got hit on the head, whatever.
He's just fatter. That's it.
Well, so on one side with Lady Tichborne, family physician, both believing like, oh, this is the heir. But on the other side of that coin, everyone else in the family, including the family tutor. The family tutor noticed that Arthur spoke English with a Cockney accent, which is oddly not the fucking right accent for Roger to have.
Yeah,
if he was the legitimate heir, he grew up mostly in France with his mother. So this English heir should have a French accent, believe it or not, and know French as his first language. And our idiot Arthur Orton is just like, what, governor? What's that about accents, governor?
Yeah, no, I forgot me French when I fell off a boat, mate. I was looking around.
Exactly.
I was paying attention. I was waiting for me blooming onion, and all of a sudden, it fell off me boat.
You don't lose an entire language from any kind of trauma.
Well, I didn't lose it all.
That's not how
I
that
get
works.
it like wee, mademoiselle. I still remember that one. There's the basics,
It's this weird thing. This English heir is supposed to be speaking French, or at least English with a French accent, and this is not the case. Arthur Orton can only speak English with Cockney accent.
Amazing.
And as I said earlier, Arthur Orton would have no problem belching, farting, drooling, and twitching whenever he wanted to, or whenever he couldn't help it.
Like, subscribe. Subscribe.
Ring that bell, motherfucker.
Ring
and
it.
Also, Arthur would indulge in the tobacco and alcohol hardcore more than any nobility of England would ever.
I mean, you say that, but also, I feel like, I don't know, he did Bobermel, and they were all about snuff, and they were all about drinking.
But that was a little bit after.
That was, I think it was before, but...
Before?
Yeah, he died, 1820.
Oh, why did I think Bobermel died? It doesn't matter. I thought he died, right before the 1900s.
Either way, I think there was a misconception because I'm actually doing some research now on another English nobility, and I think there's some misconception that they were non-drinkers, non-smokers, non-partiers. No, these people were fucking like that.
They lit up, but just in the privacy of their own estates.
Oh, okay. He's out there just yeah, he's like one of those vape guys. He has
are you researching Sir Philip Morris?
No,
that's a good egg.
All right. Well, that's another time, I suppose. I don't even know if that's a real guy.
Well, you're having me doubt now. Anyway, there's another discrepancy as trauma from a shipwreck would not really... It'd lose you some memory, but it shouldn't lose you any IQ. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's a dumb boy.
Arthur's really fucking dumb, guys.
I used to know a lot of math, dude, but then the ship happened, and I forgot my math.
The heir is classically schooled in England.
Right.
He should know some things. Arthur was an idiot that constantly conflated Greek and Latin, which is what? It's the same thing, right? And Arthur was entirely unaware of the entire study of chemistry. He's just like, what's that? What you got there? Is that baking soda and vinegar? Oh my God! What the fuck?
Somebody put it out, mate.
And just as a very obvious point, Arthur just talked and wrote real dumb. And just for the audience of this podcast's reference, I have a sample of how Arthur actually wrote. And I would like Tom to take a read through it. And this is verbatim. This is actually how he capitalized everything, Tom. So do your best.
Oh.
And let the people at home know how Arthur actually carried himself in written translations or written communication.
Okay, so firstly, before I read this, I think it's good to point out that all the I's are not capitalized.
The royal I's are not capitalized.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's a boomer.
He's a boomer.
All
And
right.
what
So-
Tom is about to read is when he figured out someone was opening his mail and he reached for a book he thought was the Bible, but clearly wasn't.
Nice.
So this is what he wrote in that Bible when he took a sworn oath in pen to a Bible.
Guy loves writing in Bibles, but
He
okay.
does.
Oh, this is great. There's so many periods here. I'm gonna take long pauses at the periods because
Okay, yeah.
drive it home. All right. All right. So I'm just go write this down. Starting quote. This day I have received a letter from Donald McDonald with the seal broken. I, Arthur Orton, here make a vow on this book, although not a Bible. It bear a cross that I am a man of bone, blood, and flesh. No commas.
No.
That I will find out. The man, if possible, that broke the said seal, and that I will punish him according to the laws of my country.
So those of you at home can't read, but our boy Arthur Orton just capitalizes and lowercases whatever the fuck he wants, much like a millennial of current age.
He's kind of
And
like Post Malone.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, and country is spelled with
wrong.
an IE.
Yeah, country has an IE, capital C, but no Y.
Dude,
anywhere in
that's
it.
no, Cody. You're throwing shade at the millennials. I'm throwing shade at the boomers that are like using two fingers to type on a
Okay.
keyboard.
Either way, this man is not well read or
Have you
written.
ever you ever seen a boomer get in a political debate on Facebook? That's how it looks.
That is what surprises me about how Facebook is only that now, and there are still people there. How?
Dude, it's because the Zuck is there, man. He owns all of Hawaii. Have you seen the Zuck, Cody?
Oh, with his
With
pale
his-
face, like
yeah, with
Data
his
from Star
white
Trek.
face.
Yeah, that's weird, man. I hate it.
He is very.
He's got an ass
reminiscent.
on him. Did you see that though?
Yeah, he got a donk, dude.
He's got some wagon.
He's reminiscent of Data, 100%. The dead eyes, they really sold it though.
Dead eyes, the non-usage of contractions. It's
Yes, exactly.
weird. So Arthur Orton, not well written. Definitely not well written enough to be an heir to English nobility. So, also, Arthur would be unable to identify the handwriting of his father, a baronet of England, and it's kind
Dude, my
of
dad has terrible. My dad
Yes.
has terrible handwriting.
Yes, but it's kind of a thing back in the day because 80% of the time, if you wanted to communicate with someone that wasn't in the room, you just had to write them a letter. You know what I mean? If they're in the front yard of your house, you got to write them a letter. They're out there. So
Wait,
if it's
so
your
wait,
dad,
no, Cody, don't hold on. So my dad would call me from like one room to another on my phone, right?
okay.
Like, and I always saw like, Dad, get off the fucking couch, and just like be like, hey, as your dad does, Tom, yo T.
Yeah, yell at.
dad
like
also
that.
calls
Your
me
dad should
T.
yell like a real Long Islander / Brooklyner.
Yeah, my
Yo,
dad also
T as
calls
well.
me T.
Yeah,
But
yo T.
yeah, but so they're writing letters to like their child that's playing on the front lawn. Like,
I am exaggerating,
Dear
but if-
Winston, how will you receive dinner tonight?
Okay.
I have been waiting you in the dining room for 70 minutes. We should have processed meat out of a can because we are British.
all right, I'm exaggerating, but if you're
Pretty
off-
English.
if you're across the pond in fucking Chile and you've been writing your dad, you'd know what the Baron, aka your dad's handwriting, should look like. And our boy Arthur, the subject tonight, was unable to be like, who handwriting is this? Arthur can't recognize, quote unquote, his own father's handwriting.
Oh, who wrote
And
this? Is Shakespeare? Oh, it's pretty beautiful.
It's nice. Look at that.
Very beautiful. Oh, it's his dad. Oh, yeah, dad. I remember his writing. Dad, yeah. Wow.
Legend.
Legend always reminded me of Shakespeare, innit?
And Arthur would go on to embarrassingly refer to his own supposed mother as Hannah Frances Tichborne, when in reality the lady's name was Henrietta Tichborne. So you got your mom's name wrong. You still want to go for being the heir of this baronetcy? And he's just like, yeah, go.
Dude, I'd probably get my mom's name wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
Hi,
here's...
Mom.
I always called you mom. I don't know.
Yeah.
There you go. That's probably the excuse he fucking used.
I'd be like, legit. Okay.
Oh, mom?
plus.
You mean legend ma?
Legend.
Mo?
Dude, this guy probably used legend so much.
Yeah, I like that.
It's
Legend
like
and
fucking
lit.
legend, mate.
Legend?
Oh.
Fire?
Yeah, legend is a great term that the English did adopt. It's like the buddy here, but it means more, goes further. Legend.
Yeah, I feel like-
oh, absolute legend. It's like, well, why would you say that? He just got you a T.
Tom, I think you're close.
AT.
I think you're close. I don't think it's like buddy. I think it's like boss or like sport.
Yeah, boss is better. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like,
it's
oh, yeah, boss. Absolute legend, mate.
Oh, legend, mate. Cheers. Oh, god damn it. I hate every British show where they say that line 12.
Oh, cringy.
Yeah. Oh, legend, boss. Cheers. Legend. Cheers.
Good
Shut
stuff.
up, stupid.
The skeptics within the Tichborne family would do this hilarious thing that I think Larry David would approve of, where they would just, because they knew Arthur was just an asshat trying to like claim an heir, he was just, the rest of the family would just have these hilarious dinners where they would introduce actors as Arthur's actual family.
Relatives.
Yeah, and then
Nice.
yeah, so they'd be like, "Hey, Roger, remember Bruce, your half great stepsister-in-law? He just got back from the south of Jupiter. Say hi." And Arthur would be like, "Pleasure to meet you again."
Legend.
Legend.
So it was just constantly like introduced to like fake nonsensical family members, and Arthur would just be like, "Pleasure.
Absolute legend. Remember the sausage rolls.
God damn it."
That one time and I'll be for legend.
Now, because Photoshop didn't exist way back when, an artist was hired to show the differences and similarities between Arthur Orton's face and the heir's face, aka Roger. And if you look in the chat, it was one of the. It's a picture in the chat. It's Arthur's face on the right.
Okay.
All the way on the left is Roger's face, and in the middle is the artist blending the two together.
I mean, to be honest, I'm just looking at this from a fucking 19th century person.
Please let us know what you think.
I could see these two guys as passing if one's a fat fuck.
Really?
Yeah,
and the
I
other
can
one's
too.
not. Yeah. They
Tom,
got the
you
same
agree?
eyes, like that. You can't change eyes, no matter how much LBs
Yeah.
you put on.
You can't change eyes, but these are both Englishmen in the middle of an inbreeding pandemic.
Right. So, look, I agree with Travis 100%. It looks like the guy on the right has been in a bunch of bar
Arthur.
fights.
Okay.
Like our
And
guy,
fattened up.
he's been in a bunch of bar fights and got real fat, and I think that passes.
Yeah, I would say so. And the viewers at home will see what this guy, what he looks like.
Yeah, we'll
I'll
put
be
it on the
putting this
cover.
on the cover. Yeah.
But you guys are both saying the guy on the right and the guy on the left look similar enough to be related.
For a
I
con,
think-
yeah.
Or the same person.
Yeah.
For someone
a
who
con-
wants to believe it, for a woman like that who wants to believe the regent mama who wants to believe it, I get it.
Yeah, they got similar
Wow.
lips and
Really?
everything. Like,
I would say these two gentlemen don't look alike at all.
really?
Well, dude, it's not like
I would assert that.
It's not like one side is fucking Urkel and the other side is Rob Lowe. It's like,
But you see how the skinnier guy, aka the actual heir, has a wider nose than the fatter guy, Orton.
Yeah, but
Our
if you get
subject for
punched in
tonight.
the nose a whole bunch, it gets flatter.
yeah,
It doesn't. It gets flatter, but it doesn't shrink.
I don't
does it?
know. I feel like
it's not a match. Like, I get what
This
you're
is
saying.
wild.
There's
We're-
enough
we're-
little things
we're
to pick
split
at
here.
But
That's
dude, like,
wild.
you know, when you see some person after, like, 10 years, you see them in high school, and then they grow up, and then they like have an adult face, and it's just like, where did your head come? Like, why do you look like this? Like, I remember you in high school,
Yeah,
and
if
it
they
was
put on
barely hanging
pounds.
on there, and now you look like a person.
Yeah, but the fat guy's nose is slimmer than the slim guy's nose.
I mean,
Fair
I think
enough.
That's
I
my
feel
tipping
like-
point.
No,
That's
Cody,
my tipping point.
I feel you. I think that's maybe the one part that's like maybe the giveaway,
Okay.
sort of. But like for somebody that's never, I'm assuming that our boy had never seen a picture of this guy when he was like,
may
yeah,
have.
that's me.
He may
like,
have.
and you're like, wow, it kind of does look like that person. Like,
So
all right, the nose
that
is
lends
different.
credence. That lends credence to the theory that he intentionally fattened up to throw off the visual representation of himself,
Or he
Okay.
liked to eat ribs.
or
Yeah.
he liked spotted dick
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
butter.
Spotted dick
Spotted-
and Checkers fries.
Spotted baby or baby Ray ribs.
Well, this kind of fucks
dick.
up my. This kind of fucks up my transition because I wanted you guys to be on my boat of they look nothing alike, but here you both are disagreeing with me. Very,
Yeah.
very fucking interesting.
Well, dude, we need a curveball every now and then. There are certain facts
Yeah.
about this show. Like, I'm wrong
What?
about a lot of things and pretend I'm not.
Look up the fucking cover. It's gonna be
You're
right
doing it.
there. Yeah,
Look at
you'll
that.
see it.
All right. So, even though probably contested, my next lines in this script are Arthur didn't look like the heir, Arthur didn't sound like the heir, and Arthur absolutely did not write on paper like the heir.
Well, I think that's the big like flag, right? Like you've got some
Yeah,
guy,
it's one of
Cockney
them.
guy. You've got some Cockney guy, uneducated.
Wrong
Right,
accent.
and then you've got like the queen, like the like royal blood, right? Like they say the queen's
noble blood.
noble, but like you say the queen's English, right? Like that still exists today. Someone that speaks on like BBC usually
Right.
speaks in the queen's English.
Right.
There's been some changing of that now because of
But the thing
social
is-
progression. But anyway, you've got a dirty street person and then like a nobleman.
Thing is, English nobility loves fucking. So
They
this
do.
could be like a way like curly offshoot of English lesser nobility.
Yeah, but
that
we're not-
actually is Arthur Orton.
Yeah, but we're not talking about a bastard. We're not talking about like
No.
we're not
No.
talking about
Maybe
Prince
his dad
William.
was the bastard.
We're not talking about Prince William like hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein or something.
Okay,
And,
okay.
Like, fucking
Good point, good
banging
point.
someone.
Yeah, good point.
Like we're talking
totally,
about
totally valid, indisputable point, Travis.
yeah.
So, Arthur convinced two of the most important people involved with this affair. He firstly convinced the mother in question that he was actually the heir. And secondly, he convinced the family physician that he was indeed the heir of Roger Tichborne.
Was it dick size?
Oh my God, Travis.
What?
It wasn't dick size.
Really?
But dick genetic defect, ladies
Dick
and gentlemen.
genetic.
Do they both
So
have
this
two
family,
tips?
the family physician was just like, hey, if you're Roger Tichborne, you should have a fucking hideous penile defect that is common in the Tichborne family tree.
What was the defect, Cody? I'm here on bated breath.
The defect is mangina, Travis. Oh, the actual
Wait, yeah, a micro penis.
no, not micro penis, mind you, the retracted penis.
Well,
Like
like
a penis that goes up inside you.
Like the Harvey Weinstein one.
Is that? Did he have that?
Yeah, he was a lesbian.
Oh
my God.
No, he
He's
was a lesbian.
He was a lesbian activist. He actually had a vagina. But that's not here, there, or there.
Yeah, it's another. Yeah,
It's a different show.
It's nowhere.
Wait, so his
But-
dick went inside of him or just tucked back?
Well, if Arthur Orton was in fact the heir, he should have a penis, as all male Titchborns do that go up inside them, a.k.a. the inverted penis, the retracted penis, a.k.a. the OG inbred mangina.
How do they have children? No, I'm serious, though.
Travis,
This
it comes
isn't
out when
even
you're
like-
horny. It comes out when you're horny.
Oh, like a dog.
When you pop a boner, it goes out.
Oh.
So you can make an offspring if you look at hentai.
What
Yeah,
does
you
it
have
sit
to be
like
real
does it
excited.
sit like an in-ground sprinkler system? So you just see the head of it, and then as you get horny, you gotta pee. Just like
The head's inside. When you get horny, the head comes out.
Yeah, it's an in-ground fucking sprinkler system.
So
How do they water? How does he water her lawn?
Oh
I
my
have no
goodness, yes.
clue.
Well, he really turns on his irrigation
he
system.
comes out of the ground and turns the irrigation system on, and that's why this penis abnormality is somehow genetic. It keeps going because it works once it's horny.
Oh,
once
thank
it's
you.
not horny, it goes up inside, and you have to pee on your own gut flaps.
Thank you
When
so
you're-
much, Sears, for making this royal lineage. Continue.
I am in love with a man's vagina.
So the doctor and the mother are just like, let's settle this. Show us the mangina. And Arthur Orton is just like, here's my penis.
Well, no, Cody. Do you think he tried the mangina first? You know what I mean? Like,
Travis.
did he try? Did he fucking tuck it in and be like,
Yeah,
Travis.
make a little fruit salad.
Travis William Lee. Arthur Orton did not have to attempt at the mangina because he actually had one himself.
what?
He deserves the money.
Yeah, he looks like the dude. He doesn't have a dick. Give him the money.
So the world at this point, once Trow is dropped, is unsure who this man is. It's just like, you might be the heir because you got the inverse dick,
You were willing to show
But-
us that.
but you're all weird and can't remember anything and don't speak French and all sorts of other things. So the world is suddenly on its head. Like, who the fuck is this guy? He might be.
Well,
the
you know-
heir.
you know what
He
they
might be
say.
an imposter.
A dick in the body is worth several thousand words, especially in French.
That's what happens when you spend too much time in France. I'm just saying.
Yeah, shoving croissants in the wrong holes.
I want everyone to imagine the mental roller coaster Arthur Orton is on.
Dude, that he just fell into the fucking jackpot. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's many fucking con artists that posed as other people, but like this guy,
You still think he's a con artist. Right now, I'll tell you, history is unsure. I'm presenting this episode as if Arthur Orton is an imposter. But history is unsure, and you, as podcast co-hosts and people at home, must make your own inference.
I don't know.
Do you think this is the actual Titchborn heir?
He
Wow.
kind of. I'm just gonna say, I'm looking at his picture again. I'm like, he kind of looks like Chum Lee. So
Right? This is true. But he also looks like Chum Lee downstairs. Keep that in mind.
Oh yeah, he definitely looks like Chum Lee downstairs because we know what Chum Lee's penis looks like. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's inverted.
He only
looks
gets
like-
hard when he can sit on a chopper that he doesn't own yet. This is sweet. This is so sweet.
So, just to draw the picture of what this man's emotional roller coaster was when he dropped Trow for the physician, initial thought must have been like, hey, at least I get to flash a noble woman.
Really?
As I'm getting, this is me thinking this.
Okay.
At least I get to flash a noble woman before I get ousted as an imposter. Here's my cock. Wait, why are they cheering? Oh, my cock looks like the actual heir's. Hooray. Wait, they said the heir's cock was misfigured. What's wrong with my cock? It's just this roller coaster of him realizing he's disfigured.
It's like, yeah, you won the competition, man. You're the worst person downstairs ever. Like, oh,
Exactly.
great. Great, really
What's
great.
wrong with my
I'm honored.
penis?
Well,
Why is everyone cheering?
no,
What's
well,
wrong?
I mean, I just imagine him getting off, and it's like, all right, first you got to use 2 fingers, like really get it up in there. You gotta get it fucking hard.
I am sorry to any listeners that actually have a retracted penis, aka the mangina. But this is too good to not talk about.
What you need to do if you have that and you're listening to the show is you need to write us an email describing.
Let us know.
I have a question. Do you have to use the other hole to push it out before sex?
Well, if they're having sex, it just comes out naturally.
Well, what about when they're drinking and then they're trying to have sex and they're trying to pretend, oh, yeah, I'm definitely into this. So they have to take a couple fingers and shove them in the butthole, which is a nice feeling to begin with, and then you push it out. Like a
go-gurt.
Like a party blower. Like,
yeah, like one of those,
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I just think that, maybe if you have that problem, I'm just assuming that when you're hard, you're probably like 12 inches.
Maybe. I don't know how this works. I don't have a retracted
unfurls
penis.
like a chameleon tongue. Just like, bam!
Yeah,
It's 12 inches, but it only lasts for half of a second, so you better
like
get
a
off
Nazi
too.
salute. It just jumps out.
Dude, it's all about it's like a one of those like pneumatic tubes just like fucking blast through the cervix.
You punched your microphone so hard. Zwick, do something with that.
No, keep it in. Leave it alone.
Okay.
You'll know
No, make it
the
put
power.
reverb on it.
Okay, so Arthur miraculously has a retracted penis, which the heir of the Tichborne baronetcy also has. So he's like, hey! Oh.
Can we not call it a retracted penis? Can we call it a rainbow or a mantis shrimp penis?
I'm going to call it a mangina for the rest of
A
it.
mantis
You do
shrimp
you.
penis. I'm calling it a mantis shrimp penis because you know what? Everyone's beautiful.
With one faithful dropping of the trousers, suddenly the whole of London is unsure who this man is. Like, holy shit. He's dumb, but he's got weird penis. What the fuck? So there's a schism in all of London. Is this claimant actually the heir? But, just so you know, Strange Dong was enough for Lady Tichborne to consider Arthur Orton the heir apparent. And Lady Tichborne awarded him £1,000 per year allowance just because she was so ready to believe that this was, in fact, her long-lost son.
Right. And also, it is a form of charity. That she's like, this guy's definitely not his son, but look at his dick. He needs something.
He needs to something.
Give him something. I feel bad for my son. I feel bad for everyone. I feel bad for the world. I'm like the backwards Scrooge.
The press eats this shit up. A house and city divided over an iffy heir claimant. It's the talk of the town.
Right.
Half are crying imposter, the other half are crying denied birthrights. You know what I mean? So it's a school divided.
Right.
So around this time is when Arthur reaches his pinnacle weight of 400 pounds.
Bingus.
Big boy. Thick.
He's yucking it up like, hey, I got £1,000 per year allowance from Lady Tichborne. I'm in the gold. I'm in the gravy. Yeah. Except 1868 rolls around and Lady Tichborne fucking dies. Arthur loses his precious allowance, and the Tichborne family refuses to extend a re-up for Arthur at this point. It's just like,
Hold on. Tom, what derogatory comment do you have about this fine gentleman that has a very masculine physique?
Fine. You want to call me a fat hatist? That's not really where I was going there.
a fat hatist? I love it.
I was thinking more of like the angry letter that he wrote to that family, you know. To whom it may concern, was definitely that woman's son. The proof is in the penis, and the penis is in the body. Please be giving me the money. Huh?
And that's because he's fat, right?
No, it's not because he's fat. It's because
He's
Oh,
dishonest.
he's fat. Yeah. Yes. I'm fat shaming, apparently.
Apparently. So, after his supposed mother dies, the rest of the Tichborne family is like, hey, Arthur, shouldn't you like to be the chief mourner of your late mother? And Arthur's like, I guess I should be. And the rest of the family's like, how dare you, an imposter, assume chief mourner of Lady Tichborne.
Oh, they let him have it? He wasn't like...
They let him have it, and they let him have it.
Oh, right. So it's just like, hey, Arthur, don't you think you should really get in there, mate? And he's
Yep.
like, oh, yeah, Ma, absolute legend. Yeah, I should start writing. Not a legend. Your legends are lies, sir.
So the Lady Tichborne dies. Arthur loses his 4-digit per year allowance. However, he makes this up as English supporters like back him as they see fit. Some people say the Tichborne claimant, a.k.a. Arthur at this time, is a common man standing up to nobility in the court of law.
Which would further prove the nobility's point.
Yes, Arthur, if Arthur was actually Roger, he would still be nobility. And this doesn't make sense. It's like, oh, it's a little guy standing up to the big man. It's like, well, if you actually believed what you said you were saying, he's a big man standing up to the big man. You shouldn't care.
Yeah, this should not concern you, you common drizzle.
Yeah, I mean, legend.
Legend.
400 pounds of legend.
And to secure said 400 pounds of legend, Arthur has this idea of just like, hey, I'm going to go to the spot where both of us where both me and the supposed heir have in common, aka Chile. I'm going to go to Chile and get all of the Chilean people to say, I'm Roger. I'm actually the heir apparent.
Dude, you can't trust what's happening in Chile because
Nope.
of the Chilean sea bass.
Nope, you can't trust Chileans.
Dude, never order the Chilean sea bass.
It's tilapia. It's bottom
Yeah.
feeder. Don't do it.
It's chum.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to get a real opinion, go to a lawyer. Mm-hmm. And then just make your opinion.
Go to the
and
common
they'll agree
person.
with you.
Go
No.
to Chile.
Go to a lawyer and they'll agree with you.
Go to a Chilean lawyer. Arthur and his entourage set out to Chile. Chile is an interesting place as both Arthur and the heir, Roger, were both in. Like, it's not contested. These two people were in this place at that time. Mm-hmm. And this is probably where the scheming begins for Arthur to actually steal Roger's identity.
Allegedly.
Legendarily,
Legend.
mind you.
Legend.
A legend. So Arthur is just like, I'm gonna get my entourage. We're gonna go to Chile, and we're gonna get the people in Chile to say I'm the heir apparent. That's how we're gonna do this. So he sets off, and so everyone nowadays has in mind there's no Panama Canal just yet. So you gotta
go
sail.
all the way around.
You gotta sail
dog.
all the way around to the tapered dick of South America. And it's important that the dick of South America is tapered because at a specific point during the tapering, it makes sense to instead continue on with your ship to cross on foot through South America, partying, drinking, sightseeing, until you get to the other side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
It's
Rio
a-
de Janeiro.
It's a weird concept, but you can actually, if you were sailing around South America to Chile, you can actually get off the boat, walk across the land, and meet your boat on the other side without any delay.
Yeah, you'd probably see a lot of cool butts on the
A lot of cool butts,
on the east coast of South America.
a lot of good drinking, a lot of good
drinking,
eating.
a lot of cool butts, a
lot of cool
some
butts.
good things.
The things that matter most.
So Arthur decides to do just this. He tells his entourage, hey, you stay with the ship. I'm going to party across South America and meet you on the other side.
Dude, they got Coke down there, and no one
They
gives
got
a shit about Coke.
They got
Down there.
booze.
Get the good stuff.
So our boy Arthur gets off the ship at some point and tells his entourage, I'll meet you on the other side. I'm going to party across. I'll meet you there. Now, during his partying across South America, I think he intended to arrive in Chile early to bribe specific people to say, oh, that guy, that fat guy, is Roger. You know what I mean? He brought
Legend.
He planned to bribe people to say his story, which backed up the Tichborne claim.
Smart dude.
Right. So they're like, hey, when some British dude shows around, he's like, boy, sausage rolls. You just gotta
say.
You'd be like, just saying, legend.
Just say
sausage
legend,
roll, sir.
And just say, I'm Roger Tichborne.
Yeah, 'cause
however,
he speaks Spanish or Portuguese. He's like, okay. Legend.
Legendario. And so in late 1868, Roger told his entourage to stay with the boat as he partied across the southern tip of South America. However, Arthur, our subject tonight, got stuck in Buenos Aires for 2 months.
Always wanted to go there.
Right, dude? Let's get a roast mortem trip to Buenos Aires.
Oh my God, we're stuck in Buenos Aires. What are we gonna do? Hang out and eat oysters and get hammered
all day, please, for 2 months? Yes.
Oh my goodness, unfortunate us.
Oh no.
So, Roger killed 2 months in Buenos Aires, and then caught a trip all the way back to London because there were too much highwaymen and sickness in the area. He's like, I can't go on.
But that's what he was, a sick, fat man. That was highwayman.
There's too much sickness and thievery on the highways.
Well, that's no reason to leave.
It really isn't. Thank you, Tom. If baronetcy is on the line, you tough it out. You tough it out for fucking weird butt squirts and highwaymen.
Yeah, what are they going to do? Rob you so you have to go back and get more free
They
cash?
can only rob you to zero.
Yeah.
And then after that, they can only rob you to zero. And then after that, they can only rob you to zero.
Right.
That's the mentality. People from London were looking at Arthur like, you're not really there. If you knew what was on the line, you'd tough it out.
I feel like that's more. No, I feel like that's more on the support of he is the heir because he's some stuck-up boy
he's
that's
a
like,
puss?
All right, fair
oh
enough.
my
Yeah.
God, I cannot stand these highwaymen. I must leave.
Good counterpoint, Travis.
Oh, these mosquitoes are really bothering me, mate.
Dude, they got it all wrong, Cody. You picked the wrong person tonight. I'm just saying.
Fuck me.
Travis is standing up for all the 400-pound people out there.
So in 1868,
What's wrong with that, Tom? What's wrong with that?
I don't know, dude. I at this point in my life, I don't know.
it's weird.
I just don't. I can't argue.
In 1868, Robert catches a ship back to London, being like, it's too tough, can't do it. But Arthur's entourage that's sailing around the tip of South America is just like, we're going to keep going. And Arthur's like, no, don't. Please don't. Like, why? Just come back with me. But his entourage is like, we're going to keep going to Chile, motherfucker. We got you. Kiss me. So Arthur's entourage actually arrives in Chile and has a picture of the claimant in question and starts showing it around to Chilean fucks and asking Chilean fucks, do you recognize who's in this picture?
A giant white boy. Have you seen this guy?
Have you seen this giant white man?
May I stop you, kind farmer? Have you seen this gringo?
of extraordinary size.
He's
and the
a
Chileans,
gringo of large stature. You might call him Gordo.
And the Chileans look at this gringo grande and point at him and say, that's Arturo, an English sailor. So this English venture backfires in the most monumentous way possible.
So the locals were like, that guy showed up here a long time ago.
Yep.
He banged all of our broads.
His name
now he has a name
is Arturo.
in our village.
So to these entourage guys, all they did was sail all the way around South America, get to Chile, and suddenly there's 2 buckets of evidence they have to somehow dismiss in court to prove the claimant is actually legitimate, aka Arthur trying to be Roger.
Oh yeah,
right,
we know
I'm-
Arthur. He's been here. He's definitely not a legend. I know that word gets thrown around
okay.
a lot here in Chile. We use that quite a bit. It's new lingo, but it doesn't mean that really. But what we'd like to say, Chilean people, to you, that guy is kind of greasy. He's got a smell, and his name is not Roger.
So Arthur loses a shit ton of support because of this backfire. Now, where am I?
He introduced my people to White Castle burgers,
Got
and
it.
now and everyone had a heart attack.
So the London public ate it up, and Arthur started issuing bonds to the English London people, believe it or not. It's just like, buy this bond, and that's you saying, I'm actually the heir, and I'll hit you on the rebound.
Yo, this is Titmouth Bucks. You want to buy Titmouth Bucks?
Yeah, it's
Suck
like that
titty.
Bitcoin scam that happened.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Bitcoin.
Dude,
it's like, you
all
believe in
right,
me,
so-
give me money,
okay.
and it's
No,
good.
This
Yeah.
is very weird because like there's like corner store next to me, right? Mm-hmm. And this is like weird for you guys, right? Because there's a corner store next to me. It's like a bodega, right? They don't do like food.
Uh-huh.
What do they do? Just like rugs?
No, like a corner store. They sell like a 7-Eleven.
All right.
But there's a Bitcoin vending machine, like a
No!
Bitcoin ATM
No!
in that store.
No!
It's so weird.
Amazing. Oh, I love it. Yo,
So this is like this guy shows up. He's like, "Guess what? I got an ATM. I'm legit."
Uh-huh.
right. Also, if you have Bitcoin, just hold on to it. It's an investment. It's not a way to spend.
Yeah, don't
really
take
is.
it out to buy White Claws.
Yeah, every place that's like, oh, we'll
up.
sell you tacos for for Bitcoin exchange. It's like, no, it's an investment. It's like you don't buy gold to just like trade it immediately. You just hold on to it.
Right.
Come on, idiots. And by that I mean I know very little about finance and I am severely in debt.
Well, you would know not to buy bonds off of someone dubiously claiming to be the Titchborn heir, right, Tom?
I would, yeah, I absolutely
Oh, no.
would. I just wouldn't.
Like
you know,
Tom, the public would eat it up.
All right, Tom, you're gaining points in the larger community because now you're seeing worth in having more size.
Oh.
I'm not. No, absolutely not. I don't agree with
No,
that.
no, no,
statement.
no, no, Tom, don't backfire. Don't backfire. There's going to be a bunch
Well-
of fucking 500-pound men showing up to your house soon if you don't. No, no.
Oh,
Tom
body
likes
size or penis size? This is
it. No,
important.
no, body size. We're talking about body size.
It's gonna
Because
be.
some ladies-
Who cares about the penis? Who
Well,
cares about the
some
penis?
ladies back out when the penis size gets too heft.
Well, that's their fault.
Yeah,
but
I'm talking about mass. I'm talking about like.
look,
Ooh.
Travis is trying to
Okay.
paint me like he's like the kindest big guys in the world, and I'm going to be up on a soapbox like Jordan Peterson, going, "It's not that it's not that fat. Not I'm not saying Nazis are fat. I'm saying fat people are Nazis."
Oh, good.
Dude,
I don't know where I'm going with that one. I'm just I'm hiccuping
you're
too
Ben,
much.
You're Ben Shapiro over the WAP right now. I'm just saying with fat, like wide,
Why is all right?
wide ass person, wide ass person.
All right, Cody, please continue. I've
I
had
get
too
a
many
what?
drinks. I got hiccups. I can't even defend myself. Nor do I think it's that important.
Tom, after the show, you want to get a few whappers at Burger King?
Cody,
That's how you become a WAP, wide
Let's get
ass
some
person,
Let's get some.
I'm going to
7 days
Uber
a
Eats
week.
it to me
Whappers.
right
wide
now.
ass person,
Wow, I'm
certified freak.
I'm getting skinny shamed.
No, don't
Yeah.
turn it
I
around.
gotta turn this around.
Don't turn,
Turn
it
about
around
as
and
fair
shut
play,
up.
Travis.
I feel weak and vulnerable now to my larger counterpart.
I'm glad your blood
It's
flows
me.
better to your heart, Tom. Shut up.
Oh man, yeah. Well, I was gonna say
Anyway.
something really naughty.
Let's keep
continue.
going.
Anyway, Arthur starts authoring bonds. Wow, that's tricky. I'm hammered. To make up his fundraising. It's like, hey, I'll get you back once I'm realized as the Titchborn heir. It'll all be good. So in reality, this was a popular move, popular meaning the right thing to do, where the average idiot thinks like, I gave that idiot 6 bits to continue being a clown. So it's like, keep going.
Right.
I love you.
Why not?
So essentially,
going.
Arthur seeks to cement his identity in court by evicting a person that lives in Titchborne Park. So it's one of these moves where it's just like, hey, I'm evicting that person. This trial is is focused on evicting that person, but you need to cement me as a legal identity being Roger Titchborne.
Right. And history has always played out where it's like, if you're evicting someone, you're right.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
how it is.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm going to evict this person, me being
Oh,
Arthur
sorry, you
Titchborne.
have COVID? Guess what? The street is a really good place to treat that.
Yeah, recover. You get some you get that
recover.
fresh air. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get that Chris Cuomo fucking exercise.
Yeah, you seen Chris Cuomo on MSNBC? Guess what? He's doing really great. So you should probably go into the street right now.
Yeah, exactly. He's all good.
So, this shitty trick was expected, and a team of Titchborne
wait.
lawyers.
Hold on, Fredo.
What?
I'm not talking about that right now. I'm getting a lot of hate speech. I don't need Italian speech as well.
Travis, shut the fuck up.
Cody, continue. Ignore that man.
So,
That
this
man,
trick,
I'm not going to describe in any particular way.
that.
Fucking
This trick
cheer you up.
was expected by the Titchborne family and their lawyers. So it was just like, that guy can't say business according to Roger Titchborne because he isn't Roger Titchborne.
Bring up.
Fuck you guys.
Shit.
And during this escapade, Roger, our boy Arthur Orton, had to disclose under oath that he was in fact Roger Titchborne. So under oath in English court, he had to be like, I'm Roger. Shut up. Fuck you.
And some guy with a weird wig is like, yeah, you
Yep.
are,
No, some guy with a weird wig was like, never.
He's the legend.
Never.
That man let me
Opposite
stand
Travis.
on his butt last night. He's definitely Roger Titchborne.
Yes. So this case of stolen identity is in a tug of war right now.
Okay.
The Titchborns are like, he's not that guy. And Arthur's like, I am the heir. Fuck you.
Yeah, and the rest of the Titchborns, like, just to remind everyone, they're a bunch of crossbred fucks. So, like, they're all cockeyed. and
But
stuff.
they
You
have
don't-
their sense about them.
right,
have
but
their
they don't.
sense
But
about
you don't. When you look at them, you don't know who to believe because everyone's like,
Right. It's up in the air. Very
It's
good,
like
Tom.
the court case with the McPiles and like Charlie in
McPoyles?
Always Sunny.
I
yeah,
love it.
McPoyles. Right?
kind
They're
of,
like,
yeah,
I suck titty milk every day.
Nine!
yeah. Nobody in this story is very likable, but it's charming all the same.
So the Titchborne lawyers, after a round of sleuthing, point out a person of interest. One, a Arthur Orton of Australia.
Oh,
It's like, oh. Do we know your real name?
That's
Yes.
the same person.
Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck! They know my real name!
Hi.
Shit!
How are you going to be in the same place at the same time? You going to do a Kirby? You going to suck the person in and pretend you're the other person real quick?
It's me.
So they point out this person or missing person of interest called Arthur Orton. And he disappeared exactly at the same time as the new Titchborne heir reappeared. It's like, wrong. And the very first thread unwound on this case is when our boy, our subject tonight, Arthur Orton, went into Wapping asking where his old family was.
7 days a week. Certified freak.
So the lawyers realized, why are you asking about a family called Orton whose firstborn son is in the wind in Australia? And he's just like, I don't know. Orton.
Just kind of asking. I had a feeling. I think we went to school together.
Right,
One
right,
time, he took a shit in the teacher's desk. Absolute legend.
Legend.
So,
In it, legend.
under oath, Arthur Orton
Tom,
was
you're
asked.
turning me into a British, like a British boy, like
Dude,
a lad. You know
You're
what I'm
always
saying?
you are a British.
It's charming.
I'm not a
It's
lad.
charming.
I'm not usually a lad. Now I'm a fucking lad. I'm like, legend.
He's gonna get evicted for yelling "legend" too much.
Let
They're
him-
like, this guy
let
watches.
him-
No, they're gonna be
Let
like,
him
wow,
live
this
it.
man's so cultured.
Let him live it.
Legend in it. He's just watching Liverpool FC.
He's
Legend.
exotic and eats butter for every meal.
I'm actually gonna
So-
try to make some sausage rolls soon because I feel left
Let me know.
out on the West
Let me
Coast.
Let me
Yes. Get closer to home, man. You loyalist
Yeah.
prick.
Yep.
know. So, Arthur Orton, under English court, was asked if he's Arthur Orton, and he said no. Wink, wink. Hint, hint. Eventually-
it's a solid case, man.
It's,
Do you think they had like a
It's
lie
perjury.
detector test back then, which was
they
like
absolutely did not?
no, but like the lie detector test was like, all right, you're gonna take your scrotum and you're gonna put it on this pig, and if it runs away, like you're just gonna put it on its back, like just like dangle your scrotum on this pig, and we're gonna ask you a question,
Okay.
and if the pig runs out from underneath your legs, you're lying.
Oh. Oh, no.
Your breath stank.
Yeah, if it just chills there and kind of like does the Macarena underneath your legs, then like that's
How?
the truth.
Okay.
Well, if you don't like the whole pig thing, we have this other lie detector test where we staple 7 grapes to you, and you run a mile, and we ask you a question. If any of the grapes fell off during your journey, you have been lying, and we throw you off of the cliffs
Yeah,
of
I
Dover.
think, Tom, both of us have very 19th century scientific minds.
Yes,
I love it.
Because that's actually, if I was asked to make a lie detector test from scratch, I'd probably do something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's not
But-
going to work, but I want to see it happen.
I feel you.
Might as well.
But our boy, Arthur Orton, when asked if he's Arthur Orton, said, no, fuck you. I am not Arthur Orton.
Do you say the F word?
He's maybe. No, probably not.
No, puppy cop cocks you.
Eventually, a honest to goodness real friend of the real Roger Tichborne came forward, Lord Bellew. And Lord Bellew said, it's confirmed that Roger Tichborne has some quote unquote fresh ink. Fresh ink depicting a sailor's anchor on his arms. So all of London was just like, hey, Arthur, do you have an anchor tattoo on your arm?
And I'm like,
Arthur
yes, I
was
have
just
2
like-
shrimp.
Yeah. Arthur was
chest.
just like, I've gained so much weight, it might have been lost in the flaps.
No.
Oh,
No.
nice.
And then they pulled back the flaps and said, like, there's no anchor tattoo on you, idiot.
It's not that much. Yeah. Also, they probably translated that. It was probably a lot worse.
Yes.
Like who? What was his name? Lord Bellows? Belrow?
Bellows. Bellews.
Bellews. Yeah, he probably walked into the court and was just like, "Who's this fat cunt?
He's not my guy.
I don't know this fat cunt. Where's fucking Roger? He's a legend. This guy's a fat cunt.
This guy's a spaz.
Yeah, total
Absolute
spaz.
spaz.
And
The worst. We're just being like skins, but like terrible.
it's fine. It's not.
Dude, I wish I was
Anyway.
on as much drugs as Skins.
Yeah, I want to be a skin.
We all do.
Yeah, I
wanna
would
be-
love to be a Skin.
I
Not
wish
an
your name was
MTV
Travis
Skins.
Skin.
Not an MTV Skins, like an ITV Skins.
You want to be original Skin, where it's
Yeah.
like I actually just watched Skins for the first time recently, and I was like, wow, I probably would have enjoyed this when I was younger, but
Shut
it's
the
weird to
fuck
watch
up.
it as an adult. Anyway,
Yeah, but they're also like your age, so
What do you mean?
Anyway.
like they're your age, like in the past.
Yeah, they did it 12 years ago, and
Yeah.
I'm the same age as them now, so it's like watching kids, and it's like not as interesting. So I wish
Yeah.
I watched it a long time ago. Anyway, Cody, let's go
Anyway.
back in.
Can I have the podcast back? Thank you. Oh
Yes.
my God.
Sorry.
Said girlfriend cousin poker said, I remember Roger used to have the same anchor tattoo.
Dude, that makes everything so weird because the cousin's trying to fuck the guy with the dick that it goes inside.
Has
of
the
his
right
body.
tattoo?
No, goes inside of his own body.
Well, yes, but yes.
Yeah, that's weird.
So,
Like if you're royalty, you could have any dick you want. Why are you trying to go for your cousin that has like an inverted dick?
so the cousin of said inverted dick was just like, I recognize that inverted penis. It's my cousin. He had said tattoo, and that cemented the case against Robert Orton. Or
Done.
Rod.
Roger.
Arthur.
Well, Arthur Orton.
I'm fucked.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot of names, man.
It's weird.
Yes.
So-
All right. Take us home.
The missing ink blew a hole in this case. The court could not only declare the claimant was Roger Tichborne, but also had to declare the imposter was actually Arthur Orton, which put Arthur Orton on fucking trial as a perjurer.
Nice.
It's like earlier you said you weren't him. We found out you are him, so fuck you.
Oh, baby Bill.
Arthur said to his slim supporters, I appeal to every British soul who is inspired by a love of justice and fair play and is willing to defend the weak against the strong. Help me now. So it's just like, that doesn't make sense, bro. Even if you're like the heir of a baronetcy, you're quote unquote still the heir of a baronetcy. You don't get breaks because you're a common folk, because you were never a common folk.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't touch your tip in public. You
Very
have to
good,
touch
sir.
it into a commoner.
Or inside
Well-
of yourself.
Yeah.
Very
or inside of yourself.
According to Arthur's story, the Bella had sunk, and the Australian-bound vessel, the Osprey, saved him. However, Arthur could not recall a single detail about the Osprey, nor could he get the captain name of the Osprey right.
Dude, I couldn't. Well, when was the last time you rode a fucking ferry? I'm defending the fact.
Fuck you, Travis.
When was the last time you
Fuck
rode a
you,
fucking ferry? I'm just saying.
Travis.
No,
Fuck
I'm
you,
just saying,
Travis.
Cody.
Fuck
dude.
no, Travis. I'm saying fuck you.
No, I'm just saying, like, oh my
Travis,
god,
fuck you.
I took the ferry across the sound.
Fuck you,
To
Travis.
fucking Connecticut. What's the name of the ferry guy? I don't know. Steven.
I said.
Here's
I
the
second
fucking
Cody.
thing, Travis. If you were plucked from Davy Jones' locker by any sort of captain, you would have his name tattooed on your sphincter.
Dude, who said he was plucked from? I was just trying to go from fucking.
Dude.
I was just trying to go
No.
from. I was just trying to go from fucking Port Jefferson to New London,
No.
Connecticut.
No,
and
we're
some
talking-
asshole was eating too many burritos on the fucking wheel, and it shit sank. And some fucking
Nope.
guy named Steve
Nope,
picked me
nope.
up in his fucking
Nope.
speedboat.
Nope.
Did you
A
suck
captain
Steve's dick?
saves you.
Yeah, I did.
Well,
But I
whether
survived.
And that
I'm
was
a
the last time
survivor.
you. That's the last time you rode a ferry.
No,
Whether
Tom,
you survived or not.
That's because I'm a survivor, dude.
All right,
you don't-
shut up.
That's because I'm a survivor.
All right.
if a captain picks you up from the drink, you remember his name. Okay. You tattoo that on your fucking taint if you remember that captain's name. It is something you do not fucking forget. You
don't believe you.
remember the captain who saved you.
I'm all about Fat Man. Team Fat
Arthur
Man.
could not remember the name of the captain of the Osprey. Arthur could not recall a single defining aspect of the Osprey. He's an asshole. He doesn't know what's up.
Gotcha.
All right, Cody. I love the research you did. This is a great person to roast, but I'm just saying, team.
Fuck you.
Team Boy Child.
All right, whatever. So Arthur was proven guilty of perjury during his first trial. The second trial had 215 witnesses claiming this guy was not the heir apparent.
It's called Cody. It's called a hate crime.
It's a little bit of a hate crime.
Just because he's 400 pounds doesn't mean that he's not trustworthy.
215 people telling this fatty to go fuck off.
Go on a run, fatty.
One of these people
Legend!
one of these legendary people being a handwriting expert, corroborating that the claimant's handwriting does not match Roger's and more closely matches Arthur, a Wagga Wagga butcher's.
That adds up. I mean, he did write like a total idiot.
Our boy Arthur could only counter with character witnesses and ad hominem attacks against the people who testified testified against him.
I'm so impressed.
So it was
that
just
you
like
got that word.
ad hominem.
I'm really impressed.
So ad hominem
That was
means
weird,
against
but
a
I'm
human.
impressed.
No, I love you. I love you. I love you, Travis. Ad hominem means against human. So whenever someone claimed, "Oh, that guy isn't Roger," Arthur would be like, "Well, you sleep with a bunch of fucking bitches, don't you?" So there's 215 witnesses against our boy Arthur, claiming he is not the heir in question. Handwriting analysis corroborated that the claimant's handwriting was closer to the imposter Arthur than the actual heir Roger. Not good. Arthur could only counter with witnesses and personal attacks on his accuser. So it's just like, you can't trust that fucker. He's got 6 side chicks. Fuck him.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's all he's got.
Don't trust him.
That's smart, dude. He's 400 pounds.
If-
He needs at least 4.
If that's where he
The
is. So this secondary court date lasts 188 days. The record in the time frame specified. No other court date has lasted longer. But the jury deliberates for a scant 33 minutes. That's all they needed to come out and be like, that guy is not Roger Tichborne, the heir apparent.
This has been
And
a
so-
giant waste of time.
On everyone's time. So Roger, a.k.a. Arthur, is subjected to 14 years in prison. 14 years in prison, which he serves 10 of.
Did he touch his penis during it?
I'm sure he did, Travis.
Cool. I like that. I mean, well, he'd have to really. It's not really touching. It's more like scooping his penis.
Oh, he's scooping. Great.
While he was in jail for perjury, Arthur Orton lost half of his weight, so he's presumably down from 400 pounds to 200 pounds. While he was in prison, he was also offered a writer's fee to publish a blurb commenting his guilt. So it was just like, hey, I'll give you this money if you confess. And Robert was just like, hell yeah, I'll confess. Robert takes the money, confesses, and then immediately rescinds the confession. He's like, I didn't mean that.
But he gets the money.
He gets the money.
Right.
Yeah, I like that. Smart boy.
Yeah, so once the check clears, Arthur Orton does backsies and still claims he's Roger Tichborne.
Well, I mean, we obviously know he isn't, but you could always play, hey, the courts had it all wrong.
I think the courts, honestly, had it all wrong. That's fucking weightism.
Well,
Really?
I'm glad. It's weightism, yes. He was
Well-
too fat to believe.
The thing that wrapped up the court case was Arthur could not get right a single detail of the ship that rescued the claimant.
Yeah, well, I
was
wouldn't
just
either.
like-
I'd be like, I don't know. I went on a fucking Grand Caravel Alaskan tour or whatever. Like, I don't know.
South America, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like, I don't, whatever. I went on the Caravel tour. I don't know. I paid $200. It was unlimited buffet. I just wanted to beef up. I wanted to bulk up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, after Arthur was cleared of prison, he began immediately sideshowing as a storyteller, as a person who could be like, this is what it's like to be a lost heir, a forgotten nobleman.
And Alex
And
Jones.
he tells exactly. He says his sob story for the price of admission to circuses and music halls alike at the time.
Nice. Should have started
Ask
a
me how he
podcast.
died. Maybe. Travis asked me how he died.
When did this hero, this legacy, this legend,
fuck you.
fucking die?
So, April 1st,
April Fools, he didn't die.
April Fool's Day, 1898, the impoverished circumstances did Arthur Orton in. He died of what was presumably heart disease at the time. He was given a pauper's burial in an act of extraordinary generosity. The family Tichborne bequeathed him a nameplate for his grave that read, Sir Roger Tichborne. Just as a final fuck you. It's just like, we'll give him the name he asked for, only when he's dead. Fuck you, you peasants.
That's a lot of fun, actually.
It's
like
good.
I like this. We're talking about Australia. We're talking about a man that was a legitimate heir. I don't see anything wrong with this, Cody. You did a biography. You didn't do a roast. I'm sorry, Cody. You're fired from the show.
There were no legal means to prevent the Tichborne family from executing this grave insult upon a dead man's grave. It's just like, he wanted to be Roger Tichborne? Congrats. In death, he is Roger.
Well, he was. He was. He was a large man. Large and in charge, as I say. Husky and busty.
That is the
and
end of the claimant of Tichborne, mind you. So, I ask unto our Travis and Tom, and as well as our people listening at home, do you think Arthur Orton was an imposter?
No.
Or do you think he was actually Roger Tichborne?
I don't. Honestly, all sizism aside, I don't think that this guy. I think he was a legit dude. He looks so similar.
You think he was the actual heir?
Yeah.
You're looking at his face, and you're like, the face is too similar, his penis is too similar, but he was dumb. He didn't know the family history. He couldn't help but
How many
stop.
people have inward penises?
It's a great point.
It
I don't
unfortunately
know.
is a great point.
I've been looking it up while we're talking, and it's let's put it this way: there's probably a lot more out there than people talk about. Because God, that's embarrassing. But
I don't have an inverted penis.
I don't. But I feel fortunate that I'm normal.
I got a grower. It's not inward.
Well, congratulations to you. So Travis,
Still be a grower.
That is a Arthur is actually Roger. That's great. I'm going with he was never Roger, but he was an Australian, so he has the right to fight back enough.
Yeah.
Well, the current theory is the two met in Chile and bonded over their weird dicks.
Oh, so like they were trying to be like, hey, how could we like make this work?
Yeah, let's do the parent
Let's
trap,
scissor it.
but with gross,
Okay, I can see that.
incestuous English baronetcy.
I buy it.
I buy that. That's called the Greg's sausage roll tactic. It's very common. Very common for a large man to do.
Extremely common. Okay. Well, at that rate, we've been running for a long time, so I'm wrapping up this show. Thanks
Do
for
it,
inviting me
fucker.
back on, everyone. Shout out to Zwick. Thanks for editing. Shout out to
Sean
Zwick,
Borain.
Sean
Yeah.
Borain,
Yeah, Sean
he
Borain.
who laughs harder than the rest of you, as
Yeah,
being our only producer.
Zwick, make that sound smooth on my end. Make that happen. Thanks for all the Patreon people, everyone who listens, all that good shit. We don't have a website still because we're idiots. We have a podcast, and that's all that
Yep.
matters. So listen to the
Listen to
podcast.
us.
And
And
thanks,
it's
Shane.
Patreon. And it's Patreon.
I would say, I'm gonna put it out here right now because, like, listen to the podcast, unless if you're of a larger size, because Tom really is like the Hitler of fat.
Oh, come on,
people.
dude.
Tom is like-
I care.
Tom
I
is
care.
like the Hitler of fat people, and
No.
I'm actually ashamed to be his friend because I'm a large man, and Tom I know wants me to put me in the fucking Jenny Craig, put me in the Jenny Craig where I belong.
Have a
Right?
Jenny Craig aside.
I'm really ashamed.
Yeah, you should be ashamed, but for other reasons. I'm a great friend.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you,
There you
everyone.
have it.
Bye.
Thank you for being my friend. You're winning. You're my friend. You guys are friends with all of us, especially Travis.
Don't worry about
Travis
it. Tom
needs him.
hates you if you're fat. Bye.
What?